believe it's Brian Phillips. Look at this thing. It is the Pegasus. Also known as the Qidi 580, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But it looks interestingly like a Cirrus SR22T in a tail dragger. A little bit strange. We'll see. That being said, there is a timer. If you hear that chime, that's because we've already armed it by turning this on after plugging in the battery that's inside of here, which is 1,000 milliamp 1,000 milliamp hour 1S. This is about 109 grams, so it is going to be sub 250, and you slide up and slide down to arm it. So we did that before we walked out, and I'm starting in gyro auxiliary mode, novice beginner mode. I'm not sure what direction it is because the 2 is down here. I guess we'll find out. Take off now. There we go. Okay, first of all, not a ton of elevator, but a little bit. Love the color. You can see it super good. There's not much elevator. I have this stick stuck all the way to the back. But man, oh man, I actually love the color. It's so easy to see up against the trees. And then those lights, and by the way, it's doing great. It's pretty windy right now, but I am really hard riding that stick, as you can see. I'm having to ride it hard. Now that could be a mechanical trim we could do. We have some beep, beep, beeps. Hey, camera crew, come over 3 steps toward me. Thank you, that's good enough. I'm gonna turn around here and try to land. I'm just basically pulling back on the stick to keep it going up, but I just have so much adjustment that I don't know, maybe we can adjust it by trimming it mechanically. There it is. Okay, so down on the ground, the wheel pants are a little bit weird. It's one of like the weirder things on this plane.
Yeah.
The main wheels are slick, hard plastic. The back one is a squishy tire. Don't know how they came up with those choices, but they did nonetheless. So hold that, please. So if you want this elevator, I'm having to hold up like I'm pulling up on it because it's wanting to dive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this off real quick and do a quick mechanical adjustment by pulling this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's that stupid D.
So it's like every minute beep. Yeah.
Then, if you want more elevator authority, you can go to the inside hole, but I'm gonna just go back to the same hole, having made a mechanical trim adjustment. So that's going to point that elevator up a little bit by default, and we're gonna see if that helps a little bit with having to hold back on the stick. Now, of course, you can use the trimmers, but I know from experience it was just way too much. Okay, so real quick, full throttle, a little bit of yaw authority. Oh yeah, it's actually quite a little bit better. Look at this, almost going perfectly level now. I'm about 50% throttle let off the sticks. It automatically levels, but it's slow to level, okay? But now I feel like I've got more stick left over. So when I come around, it's not immediately dropping. Okay, so that's kind of nice. I could go another turn or so another 2 half turns, and I think we'd have a really good experience. Love the look of it. I can't believe how much that thing looks great in the air. I was so down on it in our unbox, which you guys will see directly following this flight. I am in the beginner flight mode, so there's also a one-touch aerobatic sort of thing. Oh, and yes, you can press and hold this function key and turn the lights on and off. It's very bright right now, so I'm gonna press and hold. There it goes. So it just shut off the lights, I think. So let's see what happens when we bring it around.
I think
Can
so.
you see them?
I don't see any lights. Yep,
they're off. So now I'm gonna press and hold it forever. So listen, pressing, holding, and now they should be back on, which is kind of neat in flight. So like if you're flying over the cartels areas, you can shut your lights off so they don't shoot you down. What are you doing over there? Come over here. Thank you. Okay, very good. Let's see if I can land this thing. I am pulling progressively back a little further. Ooh, there was a stall. Okay, maybe I can land this way. Windsock is calm right now. Getting kind of limp. Yeah, my suggestion if you're landing, okay, is just take it, because it wants to kind of like stall on you if you're not careful. By the way, there's not much adjustability on how you can load. Would you mind holding that for me? Loading the battery is a little awkward. You have to pop this up with a fingernail. They give you a tool that's like a little pry bar, but there is not an easy way. And then lots of bubbling in this foam here. So there's definitely a lot of minor issues. We'll discuss them ad nauseum in our unbox portion, but you can see it's got a 1000 milliamp hour pack in there. It's 2 cells that are in parallel, but they don't call it a 502P or anything like that. They just call it a 1000 milliamp hour 3.7 volt, okay? So just so you know, those are 2 cells that are in parallel. So 2 500 milliamp hours. And it is a brushless motor, which is surprising, and it's quite quiet. You can't tell that because I'm here. But at the end of the day, squishy tire, decent flying performance. I kind of want to see what it looks like with the gear off right now because the gear are ugly as sin.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to pull those off. Those are the hard wheels that I just thought were stupid.
And the wheel pants are
They're very
fakey looking.
weird. Yeah, but they do cover up sort of the ugly wheels.
The ugly wheels.
The tail wheel actually doesn't bother me too much, but you have to press really hard on this, and it's kind of a soft part of the model. So as you press hard, just don't rip the whole assembly out. You see how hard you have to pull to get that out? So you might want to take some pliers and just pinch that box closed just a hair so it's easier to get in and out. I'm going to drop that in my pocket. We'll show you a quick hand launch. Now I am still in beginner mode, and just so you know, I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of trim clicks, 1, 2, 3, and see if that helps with the level flight. But we also are going to impact our CG a little bit with that landing gear, because the landing gear, while it should be on the CG, my guess is it's actually a little bit forward of the CG. So we're going to tend to be a slightly more tail heavy in this launch, okay? So with a little bit of wind at our face, full throttle, and just give it a hand toss. There it is, guys. Man, that looks, actually, I am really impressed, mostly with the color. The color is fantastic for visibility. And guys, if you can't see your model, you can't fly your model. I know all too well, if you lose sight of something, you're gonna lose sight of it to the tune of bye-bye plane. Even up against the blue sky, you can see it. That is so sweet. I need to see more green planes like this, guys.
Yeah, I like it.
We were kind of making fun of it at first, but now I'm really eating my words, because at 50%, almost level flight, couple more clicks of trim. It looks like we're out of clicks of trim. You know what I think we should do? Maybe another manual. Let's do a landing here in the grass, just show you how to do that. Full back on the stick, slow it down, just let it kind of plop in the grass. You're not gonna break this model by plopping it in like that, because it's made of, I believe, an EPO, but it's a real low density EPO, and that's how you get this wiggliness, okay? It looks like a shark almost, okay? So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna pop this off again, and remember, I want that elevator to go up, so I'm gonna push it out a little bit more. So pop this off, this little clevis. Then I'm gonna turn this out 1/2. There's 1.5 turns more. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and go to the innermost hole. And that is, wow, that's, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to the same hole. I don't wanna change too many parameters at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that actually made a pretty big mechanical difference. But I think it's because we had our auto leveling also fighting against us. With respect to the way I was holding it, okay? So we'll launch this way, full throttle. There we go. Okay, now I need to trim out a little bit to get back to level. Okay, so there's the center. There's only like 5 or 6 clicks of trim. That's not enough clicks of trim in my opinion. But boy, it looks really nice actually. I mean, it's a fun flying plane. It's not super hard to fly, and it's not dead calm. My suggestion for those of you that are truly beginner pilots, wait till you have a dead calm day. You'll have a better experience in general. And by the way, my only complaint with this plane in terms of looks is basically the nose gear doesn't exist. It's a tail dragger. In real life, a Cirrus SR22T. Okay, so we just crashed. A Cirrus SR22T would have a nose gear, and then of course mains would be back here. And that's fine. Not all planes are gonna be exact replicas because they didn't want to pay Cirrus for the brand recognition or whatever. Camera crew's gonna hold this for a moment. Okay. There is a pretty fair amount of wind though, and I gotta say, I hope you guys are hearing it, because this plane should not do well on this level of wind. Okay, so there's 3 modes. So we're gonna try the center and the top one and see how it performs. But there's also a functional key. So when you press that, then you can roll it over upside down in that middle mode. I believe you have to be in the middle mode though, okay? So I just wanted to go over that while I could look at it myself, okay? So the wind is coming this direction now. There we go. Of course, it's going around the building, okay? So I'm gonna see what happens when I flip this switch away from the front. Now I'm in the middle. This is called invert mode, so I don't know if that just means I can flip it upside down. I can't, yeah, it does look like I can get it upside down, but I rolled it at the last second. I don't know if it'll let me do it with the elevator. No, it doesn't. See, I can roll it over, but I'm actually rolling it over by rolling it and just getting lucky, okay? It is still not letting me invert. So now I have to press this button. Okay, so press and then click it and then roll. Okay, so now it flies upside down. Okay, so it's auto leveled, but it's upside down. That is so weird, but I'm having to give a lot of elevator. And the controls are not reverse. They are just normal, and I have to fly it like I know what I'm doing. You see how I'm holding that up to the top?
So that would not be easy
Yeah,
if you were
so
new.
then press and then roll. Yeah, that's the stupidest setup ever. I'm gonna totally end up in the trees.
Yep.
Oh, I just barely made it, guys. Okay, so now you have to press and hold this and then roll. This is so stupid. How do you get out of this mode? Why would they ever, ever, ever do it this way? So dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna pull back to normal. There it goes. Okay, so I just went back to normal. Man, that was so annoying. I can't believe we weren't just crawling in the trees for that thing, because you lose so much authority. I was full up stick. Don't even use that mode. It's a totally dumb mode. I don't know why they ever came up with that. Whoever decided to do that is dumb. Okay, I'm into the easiest, or excuse me, the expert mode now. So it's gonna be a little bit more wonkadelic. Oh yeah, I could definitely tell there's no stabilizer because it's flying like crap all of a sudden. And well, I say it's flying like crap, but the stabilizer is maybe just a little bit effective, no expo. But yes, I do have full control authority now. So at this point, you can see lots of porpoising. Okay, I'm gonna do. Yep, I can definitely roll it. Whoa, geez. This is, oh boy. Yeah, not very good to fly. Okay, so in beginner mode. Hey guys, not the first or last time we're ever gonna see this type of equipment. Going back to the middle mode. What?
That's right. Usually expert mode is
I was
wonky.
in the middle of thought there, camera crew. I'm sorry. In the intermediate mode, or that upside down flight mode, it basically just lets you go up and down steeper, okay? It does not let you flip upside down, but I am gonna try to flip now, okay? So I'm gonna go flying straight, press the button and then pull. Oh no, it just fools. Oh God, so dumb. Guys, I gotta say, that is the stupidest feature I've ever seen in stupid featuresville, okay? Why would you ever have a button that forces the plane upside down and then some other hyper ambiguous way to get back out of it? This isn't a helicopter, it's moving forward.
Right.
For God's sake, I know how to fly. So, yeah, so if you're brand new to the hobby, this is probably going to confuse the heck out of you, because it confused the heck out of me. And when you get to this middle mode, then you have to press this button and then it like flips it over. But then it's unclear of how you actually get it righted, okay? You can come out of that mode to beginner, or you can go out to that mode, but it's just, what a stupid way to do it.
Just to clarify, you have to fly it like you know how to fly upside down.
Yeah, you have to fly it upside down. It just auto levels upside down. It's really dumb, guys. It's a stupid feature. Don't use it. We said it in the unbox. By the way, if you guys haven't ever seen the damn runway, this is the damn runway. It's 12 feet long by about 600 feet long. It's not complete yet, as you can tell. It's just, this is our backfill. But this intersection, we took bids on that to get that poured. So we're gonna get our concrete done on that here pretty quick, hopefully in the next couple weeks.
Hopefully.
And then we've got more concrete going on the building down here. We haven't actually talked about it. I do not want to crawl through that crap. Oh, right there.
Oh, good, it's right there.
I see it.
I thought it was way out there.
Yeah, right there, as in, it's, I only have to walk through like the tallest grass in our yard.
Well, if our farmer cut our hay.
Are you talking about me? So listen, people, I want you to hear this from a point of, not necessarily I know how you feel about it, but I know how things should work. First of all, this thing, it didn't break. Partly the reason it didn't break is because I know how to crash a plane, okay? I know that sounds stupid, but the truth is there are ways to crash planes that will be a higher probability of massive amounts of damage. And then there are ways to crash a plane that will be much lower probability of damage. And so I knew I was gonna crash it. I knew I wasn't gonna get it back. Frankly, I thought I was gonna crash into those trees over there.
Too.
But this thing is just, I don't know. I'm not gonna totally tear it apart over one feature, But that feature needs to be torn apart. It is a stupid feature.
Yeah.
It would be one thing if it automatically leveled upside down to where you could let go. All it does is it holds it like this. And then I had to give full stick input to keep it at a correct attitude. So I really don't understand it. We're gonna fly some more. Okay, so I'm in novice beginner mode. A little bit more wind here, just so you know. And I'm noticing a lot more roll tendency. I think that roll tendency has to do with the twist in the tail a little bit and the wind, okay? We'll fly right by the kids. The kids are up there. But I have to say, the things where this plane shines is visibility, okay? Secondly, it looks like a general aviation plane, which I have a sucker for general aviation planes, even if they are kind of like fakey looking because of the colors. The colors make it flyable. I mean, guys, that is perfect for winter coming up. They do offer this in another trim livery, which is like white and blue, I think.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend getting this color.
Yeah.
Because it is like brighter than our wind socks. And our wind socks are really bright. Actually, that'd be a sweet color. Imagine if we could get a windsock that was like that in white and black or something, all the way up and down. That'd be nice for visibility. So what do I like about this plane? I like the fact that it's got a huge battery. I mean, I'm still going.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like it's making no signs of running out. What do I not like about this plane? They have flashing nav lights. I hate flashing nav lights. I want my nav lights to be solid. But when I say I hate flashing nav lights, you're probably thinking to yourself, but Brian, it has nav lights. You're right, and that is definitely a fair point. So, can you find the side of the runway, please?
Which side?
Find a side so that I can go down the runway. That other side. There you go. So, when you have a red and you have a green light, as a pilot, that's how you orient yourself. I can tell you right now, I can't see them, okay? Because the brightness is such that we cannot see those LEDs, okay? And the controllability of this aircraft is not as good as I would like it to be, but they never are in this size class. They're kind of like, they just sort of, it's flyby suggestion. You have a rudder, it does yaw the aircraft, but it sort of only yaws it a little bit at a time. It looks like it's flying good because I've done a lot of flying in my day and I know how to make these planes look nice, but I will tell you this, you have to know what you're doing to really get it to cooperate with you, and to find the stall speed will be very, you gotta be careful because this thing will bite hard, as do most Cirrus planes because they have long, slender wings, okay? There is a pretty good airfoil on it, so it does well in terms of its aerodynamic efficiency, but it does stall kind of all of a sudden. And you guys saw that earlier when we were up on the main runway. I had one moment where it stalled really bad. So what I want to do is I want to remove myself and the camera crew up to the main area, but it is awkward. So the camera crew is like falling off the runway here. And I'm not sure how much longer this is going to go. I'd like to give you guys the full uncut flight so you can see about how long the flight times are going to be. But frankly, this thing is going forever. Going into the wind now, by the way. Are you going to be able to get out of that spot?
Well, if you tell me where you're going so I can make a plan.
Okay. I'll just walk there. So folks, trying to keep within mic range. Camera crew's trying to keep from bouncing around the camera too bad. But this thing just keeps giving and giving. And I gotta say, my favorite part of this plane is simply the colors, okay? It is absolutely the colors. Those colors pop up against the greenery. And for you that are living in, winterland, or you're looking at this video in the middle of December or something like that, and it's snowing and rainy and crappy, you may find that this is going to be even more appropriate up against snow.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking about around this time of year, we start to lose the foliage. And so when you lose all those leaves, you have a totally different experience in terms of visibility. And so it's gonna be a great time to have this high visibility. Now, does that mean that this plane is better than, you know, a Carbon Cub? Did you see what just happened there? That weird high-speed stall or erratic behavior? I don't know if that was a response from the stabilizer to the wind, or if that was simply a stall, and I think it was simply a stall, okay? So what do you think, camera crew? Now that you're held still and you
Not falling down a hill.
A few more steps forward, please, to your like normal spot. There you go. Now toward the runway. Thank you. Good job. Guys, we have normal spots. It's kind of hard to tell in the videos, but as a pilot, it's really nice to know your terrain. And as a camera crew, it's really nice to know where you're filming. It helps everything kind of come together a little bit better than, why did we end up having you on the edge? I wanted to fly down the runway. That's what was going on. So I kind of told the camera crew, I was like, find the edge. And she did find the edge, but the edge was a little bit of a drop
It's kind
down.
of like a cliff.
I wasn't seeing when she was doing it, but it sounds to me like she kind of fell off the edge. Are you okay?
I did. I
Sorry about that.
broke my flip-flop, but you can buy me
You
new
broke
ones.
your flip-flop? Seriously?
Yep.
Oh, goodness gracious. We've been breaking flip-flops like crazy. Okay, so real quick, this is what I was talking about. These flashing LEDs are not very bright, but you know, if you're flying in low light, it's definitely better. See, even the bees like it.
Yeah.
The little sweat bees. So this is part of the problem with the yaw authority. You can tell ours has a real big hook on that vertical stabilizer, which then translates, of course, to the rudder. So now, admittedly, it still flies pretty dang good, given all these uphill battle things. I mean, you can't fix some of this stuff, okay? But we also didn't hit, ironically, and I just thought about this, the last time we did a competitive offering, excuse me, not a competitive, but we did like the sister to this, which was a mall. I ran into a stake that was marking that right before it got cut in. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
And I broke the prop saver, okay? That was a piloting error. And so it cut short our ability to showcase the plane anymore because it was crashed, okay? Oops, put those in backward. So at the end of the day, I guess it's just ironic because now we're getting ready to pour that concrete. We did not realize we were gonna undercut our ability to overshoot our runway when we put this intersection in.
Yeah.
Every time we have a really big airplane that needs to overshoot a little bit from our 275 foot long runway, we have nowhere to go because we don't want to run over that gravel. And I have landed a couple of planes and bounced onto the gravel, but it is not ideal. We've been lucky not to break planes. But we're gonna finish this, we're gonna finish that intersection. It's gonna go down to about where the front of the garage is and stop. And then we'll pick up the rest of the paving next season. But we've got so much going on with the building. It's been kind of a whirlwind, okay? And lots going on in the personal life. But at the end of the day, you gotta make time for this stuff. If you guys are brand new to Brian Phillips RC and you don't know what we do here, we'd love to have you around. So definitely subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications. We'll teach you what to do to get out of the chair and into the air so that you can fly along with us. Remember, don't just live vicariously through people who play games, you know, do the things you wanna do on YouTube, right? We're gonna teach you to be part of the action, okay? Is this the plane that you wanna be part of the action with? You know, frankly, I'm not sure. It's not a bad plane. We've seen a lot worse, okay?
Yes.
Is it the best plane? Oh, heck no. But then again, it's got bigger ailerons than what we've seen, better designed aileron. There's no servo linkages that pop down. It's actually really nice looking. It's got forward facing and a red tail light. It's got nav lights, even though they flash, which is annoying. It does have landing gear that do work. Watch this, there is no steerable wheel, and I just wanna show you this. There's no steerable tail wheel, and yet you can sort of, kind of yaw the aircraft, okay? I think it might be dying.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I didn't want to get off the ground. So at the end of the day, does it solve the problems of a beginner pilot? I think the answer to that is it depends on if you're going to try to use this stupid middle mode.
Yeah.
Where you do that, and then you press this button and it flips over after you press left or right. Dumbest feature ever. I cannot believe they put that in a beginner plane. It's so complicated and weird from a piloting standpoint. And it's just only going to confuse the issue for anybody that's trying to learn to fly, okay? Now, that being said, between the cost of this airplane and the 4 AA's that you have to provide, because it comes with everything you need except for the AA's. Ours came with the spare battery. They snuck it into this, okay?
Yes.
So if you're looking for the integral battery so that customs doesn't check it or whatever they do that for, it's inside the back of your transmitter, which is on the bottom of the foam, okay? So check that out. I want you guys to watch the unbox build radio setup portion of the video if you want to learn a little bit more about this Qidi 580, also known as the Cirrus SR22T tail dragger, okay? But at the end of the day, I think this one is, it's not a swing and a miss. We've seen planes in this size class that are absolutely swing and misses. We've also seen some warbirds that have been really good, okay? This one is probably in the middle a little bit. It's got some features that are really nice. First of all, it's got a brushless motor, which is crazy. Secondly, it runs on a 1000 milliamp hour 1S. First of all, 1S is weird. And second of all, 1000 milliamps is a lot bigger than we expect. So why not 2S for a little more power? Good question. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't handle the weight. But secondly, if you're going to make a plane and call it some random thing, why don't you just plop the tricycle gear in there and be done with it and let Cirrus sue you? Because they're not going to come after you. They got better things to do, I hope. Because look at this thing. It's obviously a Cirrus SR22T tail dragger, okay? And if they made this as a tail dragger, they would sell 0 of them because it's a butt ugly in that configuration. That being said, if you take out the gear, it looks pretty dang good. But there again, it's self-defeating because Cirrus SR22T has fixed gear. You're not going to have retracts on there. So it's kind of like, you know, maybe it's a Cessna Centurion or something like that, but then it doesn't look right either. So for me, I get picky. I want a real plane to be modeled after. Where did they go right? The color is awesome. I want to see this on other planes because it is, first of all, so easy to see in the air. I can't believe it. Second of all, I think they did a good job on the durability of this build. I mean, you guys saw the crash. I mean, granted, grass is this tall, okay? It's chest tall. So most planes are going to do pretty good in that, especially beginner planes. Yeah. But the single tumble, you can hit it in the side of the garage or something like that. It'll be fine, but it's not as good as some of the other beginner planes where the prop will pop off. The trade-off is because you have more torque and more power on that brushless motor, they're going to have a call it with prop saver or call it with prop adapter here, and we'll show you how to take that on and off at the end of our unbox build radio setup. We're somewhere in the middle of it, right?
Yes, we did.
So lots of trade-offs. I don't like lots of trade-offs. When we review these planes, we try to tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. That means there's some details that I admittedly will miss, and there's other details that you wouldn't have caught that I caught. But big picture, you know, it's not a hobby grade flight experience, but it's close. It's better than some of the brushed motors we have, but frankly, it feels a lot like the brushed motors we have because you don't have enough power to basically flip it over. But I sort of take that back because admittedly, it just flies so bad it is stabilized, by the way. It just flies so bad in the not beginner mode. And then that leads us to the 15th complaint. The instructions are so confusing.
Yeah.
They're so unclear that you're left sort of watching a YouTube video from Brian Phillips RC to figure out how it actually works, okay? I don't want that to be the norm, okay? I would prefer that they just like hire somebody. If you read the box, it's just comical how many typographical and English mistakes there are.
Yeah.
I hate to beat up people that are trying to speak English, but listen, if I were doing business into a country that speaks a different language than me, I would hire somebody who knows how to speak that language to do that part of the business, okay? You can't just like guess, but that's what we have on some of the packaging and instructions in this model. Is that a deal breaker? Not really, except that it still annoys me as an American, okay? I shouldn't be annoyed. I should be patient because I love this hobby and I want these guys to succeed because honestly, if we could have American companies be able to do this for the cost they can do it, that'd be great.
Well, and part of it is we know how to do this, so we can usually figure stuff out in spite of bad instructions.
But if you're a brand new pilot, you don't know. You need the help.
Or if you're a kid and you get this for your kid for Christmas and you don't know what you're doing.
As a kid, would this be good enough for a kid? This is the double-edged sword that I try to articulate, and it's a balancing act, okay? If you got a $600 budget, you're good. You do whatever you want. You just get the plane, right? Well, if you got a $100 budget, then you're going to be a lot more limited. If you got a $150, $250 budget, I mean, everybody's budget's different. If this fits your budget and any more is unacceptable, then this is still a pretty fun thing. A kid is going to still have fun with it. I'm going to let my kids play with it. They're going to have fun with it. If they like the way it looks, they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing turns really wide. So you want to know what that means as a parent?
Yeah.
You're going to need a big stick to get it out of the tree. Okay. Because the truth is, wide turning, limited planes tend to be in trees. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Somebody put off some fireworks. So at the end of the day, it's a good plane in a lot of ways. It struggles in many of the ways that these toy grade level planes struggle. So it's really not unique to this plane. It's more unique to this price point and this size class. So when I beat up that size class and price point, I'm really beating up the conglomeration of the Chinese companies that make the 14 different branded offerings like this, okay? So China, if you're listening, do better. Because you're on the cusp of having a really good plane here. I mean, frankly, and I say that in all honesty, make that thing not look but ugly, okay? Put some proper magnets or a better closure mechanism that doesn't require tools. Make tricycle landing gear. If you're gonna copy them illegally, just copy it and get on with it. Do it right, okay? Or make like an accidental hole to stick that in. Like, oh, it's not supposed to be there, but it would go there perfectly, look like a Cirrus, and just put that there too, so that you can sell it like this. And oh, well, you could also put it here, and you know, those main gears could be flipped around. You know, it ain't rocket science here, guys. You're master copiers, just copy that idea. So at the end of the day, make the spinner look better. So what did I, laundry list of what, like 3 or 4 main items?
Yeah.
That pretty much kills my complaints about the looks of the plane, because we already have the flight controller doing all the things it needs to do. We just got to clean that up a little bit. You've got all the buttons you need. Take that stupid middle feature out. It's totally unnecessary. Give us better stabilization in the non-auto leveled mode, or just take the auto level mode and make it so we can be what am I trying to say? Unencumbered. Unencumbered.
Oh, okay.
Unencumbered. Let us do a loop, and then when we let go, it just automatically levels. What's wrong with that? Shut off your bank limitations, okay? So there's some ideas if you're in China and listening.
Sure they are.
So I was just talking to myself.
Yeah.
These are my real concerns and real findings about this plane. And yet I still think it's a pretty good plane, okay? And that's the no bones. I mean, no BS. If you want this plane, you think it's going to be fun, you think you might enjoy it, go for it. It's a fun plane. It's not perfect though. Anybody who comes on YouTube and says, unreal, and there's like a price on the screen, what a joke. Who cares what the price is? I care if it does what they say it is, and then you can go to wherever you're buying it and see how much it costs. Which, by the way, if you click the link in the video description below, you can see exactly how much it's going to cost you, and then you can make a decision if it's worthwhile to you. But guess what? Those prices change all the time. So I don't say the price because I don't look like a fool in 2 months. Some of our peers don't mind that, but it's okay. I like this plane, and I think you will too. Is it gonna, am I gonna sell my 1.5 meter E-Flight? No, because I like the Cirrus. It's like one of my favorite planes. It's a cool plane, okay? I love general aviation planes. When I saw this, it struck a chord. I said, I would like to try it. Why do they have such fugly landing gear? So I went into it knowing that they were gonna be ugly. And I'm still not over it.
I can tell.
Yeah. Transmitter is junky feeling. It's light. It does the job. Okay. Is it the end of the world, the fact that it's light duty? No. Does it matter really? Not really. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Do I have any complaints about the switches? No, the switches are fine. I like that you pull it towards yourself to be in safe, like the automatically leveled and the most assisted mode. But I do find it a little hard to get to. And if you don't mind holding that, what I'll demonstrate here real quick. I'm not going to run the throttle, camera crew.
Okay.
So I feel like I have to almost come off of this to get to that because the size is so small. I have to tuck my hand down as an adult. A kid might not have as big a problem with staying on this stick, but you got to remember when you have a button press for panic, for instance, like on the DXS from E-Flight, then it's really easy to bring it to a more like get level right now. It's more like over the top auto leveling. So it's like a higher level of auto leveling. And there's a lowering of the limited bank angles, and there's a heightening of all the stabilizers, so it basically locks it in really quick, okay? That's nice, it's kind of cool, but I just prefer to have an easy access to a switch. I use my B switch all the time, which on my NX10, it's over here, okay? So then I have a throttle cut over here, but we have tons of these ready to flies. The switches are all over God knows where, and it's difficult to get to them from time to time. So if you're building on skill you already have, then that becomes less of an issue because you can apply what you've learned and get a little bit better. But I will tell you this, if you're brand new to the hobby and this is your first experience, just remember that those switches are not always in an easy spot to get to. I felt like this was a little bit hard to get to, but it is nice because it's pulled towards you for the beginner mode. Now, if you would want it to be flipped, you can literally undo this nut and you should be able to just spin the switch to make it easier to actuate. Look at this bee. See this bee? Love this thing. Leave me alone.
He likes your plane.
So at the end of the day, I think that this plane is gonna really make some kid happy. Is it gonna make you happy watching this video right now? I don't know. You have to be the judge of that. Based on these very real findings, we hope to lead you to water. You got to decide if you want to drink it, okay? So unbox, build, and radio setup is next, and we appreciate you watching. You want to support Brian Phillips RC? I'm going to give you 6 ways. Number 1, smash the like button. Number 2, click the bell for notifications if you want to subscribe, and then you'll be notified of content. Number 3, buy these things from the links when you do decide to buy what you do decide to buy. And if you don't like that and you want to support us directly, we have Patreon, PayPal. Patreon, of course, is monthly support. YouTube members would be monthly support, and Super Thanks was just one time. And then PayPal for one-time donations, as well as a P.O. box. So like I said, 6 ways.
Don't do math on camera.
That's right. So there you have it, guys. We hope we answered your questions. This is a pretty cool product, but it's just not perfect. But guess what? Not much of them are. We're going to point it out by telling the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. Remember, we're commissioned when we sell these things, okay? If we were smart, which we're not, we would just tell you this is the best thing since sliced bread. So now, apply that to what you've watched on other channels on YouTube. We tell the truth because we want you to have a great experience, because we love and respect this hobby and the people that are involved in it. You. Enough to tell you the truth, okay? So hopefully you can tell that. I guess you are here still. So stay tuned, unbox next. YouTube, we're gonna unbox this package right now. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox them, we build them, we do a radio setup. We pretty much take you through all the steps. You've already seen this thing fly, and we're hoping it's as good as we assume it may be. All right, so if you're brand new to the channel, we try to help people get out of the chair and into the air by telling the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. And that entails, when things suck, telling you that too. What do we have here? We have a Cirrus that's set up as a tricycle. That's bizarre. They call it something different though. They call it a
Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Spelled incorrectly.
I was just gonna say, it looks like it's spelled kind of weird.
Yeah.
So this plane is something that's all new for us. It's been out for a little bit.
But they bring you a lot of fun during the flying operation.
They do?
They do.
This product is an actual aircraft. While it flies like other aircraft, it can be damaged by contractor collision with a fixed object.
Contract?
Did I say that right?
By contractor.
No, that's contact.
Contactor collision with a fixed object.
The product does not
cover
accident or collision damage. Enjoy, but fly safe.
Fly safely. Well, Pack a lunch.
So China's working on the contractions. All right, so they have two colors. Looks like they call this the Qidi I580. So they just keep adding letters.
I want to work in China and just name things. I want that to be my job.
Just be like, she is the
It's like
official
Scrabble.
non-Chinese namer.
They have one bag of bananagrams.
You got the green one. That is not the green that's on the box, is it? That's like
I don't know.
neon green.
It looks
Good
pretty
Lordy Lord.
limey green.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a lot of pieces looking.
Is this part of the
Is that
plane?
a plane or a...
Looks like part of the plane.
It does. But
Well, I guess we'll find out. That prop is stabbed in here. That's not supposed to be, I don't think.
okay, so far.
Okay, so if you could just read the directions to the Pegasus.
Yeah, pack a lunch, flight warning.
Okay, there you go. All right, this thing has LEDs. Cool.
Okay.
It has LEDs. I'm concerned that this does not look remotely like the colors on the box.
Oh.
It's very muted on the box, but this is very, very bright. You know what's nice about this color? This will be nice in fall. Like, for instance, when it's all cloudy and janky out.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, what happened to summer?
Or if you're trying to find it in a tree.
That could happen too. Okay, so as you can see, wiggly and like it, you can throw it in your sink without damaging it. I almost went into my own drink. Ooh, big ailerons too. Singular servo, not a big fan, but there is mechanical adjustment on board, which is kind of nice. And they have, this is what holds on to the aileron. So it's kind of a cool setup because you don't have a lower obtrusion
Protrusion.
Protrusion.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so there's that. I see a shaft.
I see a lot of pieces is what I see.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but oh, buddy, this looks like some sort of a tool.
It's like a cuticle pusher. Do my nails.
Okay, look, we have the wheel pants.
Okay.
Hon, if you need to take pants off,
Interesting.
right there is
I
where you would do
already-
it. And it looks like this would go right here,
Okay.
which is getting weirder and weirder by the minute because that does not look like a Cirrus SR22T, which is what they're going for, clearly.
It's a little...
It's just, but like the tail dragger thing is weird. Do they make it Cirrus? It's a tail dragger? Oh, that's a spare prop.
Oh, is this a spare?
Yeah, it's just a spare. There's
Oh, well,
already
that's
one on,
nice.
There's already one on the plane, guys. So I don't think the plane is broken.
Okay, so this is like some
We
sort
were
of
both like genuinely
weird
concerned. Look,
packaging
just
piece.
Show this. Oh boy, it's got one of those spinner adapters. Ugh. Remember the mall we did?
What? Oh, well, it's the same brand.
Okay. Well, first of all, I got to say the scale lines on this are pretty good. It feels heavy on the nose, like a lot, because the motor must be heavy. Is it brushless? How does this come off? Oh, it snaps off. Guys, this is like rubbery foam. Oh, geez. I don't want to break it, but
snaps?
it's like, it feels like it snaps. It snaps.
I mean, I trust
Oh!
you.
I didn't break it.
Okay.
Oh, it's because it's a brushless motor. And you have a prop saver with
So you
collet.
don't like that little collet thing?
No, because that's what broke when we hit our stake. So remember, guys,
Okay.
you can't hit wooden stakes.
It says contractor collision not covered. So
They must have got it from our video.
maybe.
That is kind of hilarious because I just got the numbers back from the concrete guy
For
on
that spot?
the intersection. So it will be just a
Merry
few
Christmas
dollars.
to you.
This is a 3.7 volt, so it's a 1S. 1,000?
Milliamp hour?
Good Lord.
That's
so
weird.
it's two 500s in parallel. See, it's
Yeah.
actually two cells. So it's two cells in parallel. Very unusual size,
Yeah.
I must say. And it's heavy. But maybe that's what they need for the CG. By the way, look at the soldering job on the motor. Oh, that's an LED, not a motor. Duh. It's down there. It is a brushless motor. That's pretty cool. Got some dinky leads, but they are silicone. And I don't know. I'm always torn on these little models. I don't want to have to fly 4,000 miles an hour to
Right.
make this thing fly. Singular Phillips screwdriver.
Okay.
And then this is, you see the two servos down there?
Yep.
And then you can definitely get to the flight controller. And there's your ESC output. It's marked in red. And there's LED plugs. And it looks like we're going to have this one for the lights and then one of these for the servo. Is that a DSM input?
I don't know.
Open the manual.
Oh, we're gonna read the instructions. I'm so
Hey, by
proud
the
of
way,
you.
look.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what are we flying this with?
Here, watch. Look. Here.
That is.
Look.
Oh, thank you, China. You can keep your hairs from now on.
We've seen a lot of Chinese hairs in our bags.
We have.
Boxes. Why do I feel like this is something you would find in Jeffrey Dahmer's like kitchen? Like,
So poking through?
Weird. Why did they wrap it?
Usually you want to cover those up a little bit so they don't protrude through.
Knobs. Good Lord. By the way, is the landing gear? Oh, this landing gear you have to add. Oh man, look at that gap. That's by design, by the way. That's by design.
Oh.
I just noticed it when I picked it up to talk about the tail wheel. But like, where the heck does the tail wheel? Oh, it's like mid boom on the fuselage.
Hey, can I answer your question since you're being a squirrel?
Look, watch. Squishy tires.
It is squishy.
By the way, this is the Unbox part, so don't give me trouble about being a squirrel. Oh, it goes into the light right there.
Backwards?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes this way. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It would look really dumb if it went the other way.
Even
dumber than it actually looks.
No, I'm saying that because you just always put it in there like you know what you're doing. And I don't always know why you did it that way.
Jeez. We may have to pause this video. Guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, and probably a little too much truth. This is a screwdriver that comes. Hey, look, a charging port. Ooh, by the way, if you're wondering what these are prop shaft adapters. So they will make up the difference between the outside dimension of the prop or the inside dimension of this hole and the outside dimension of the prop shaft, okay? Biggest complaint with these models is that they have some fugly looking props. Like, why do we have a 3-bladed prop? They don't use 3-bladed props on this plane, do they?
Why are you asking me?
This is obviously an ultra scale piece of equipment. Let's charge his batteries.
Okay, let's.
Okay, so this comes equipped with, so this is ready to fly, so yes. RTF. And that means that at some point we're gonna have to weigh it to see if it's illegal in the United States of America. I just grabbed the first one that came out of here. This is a nothing special. I don't know, this must have come with something. Plugging it into the USB port. This is USB-A. So we'll just, why did I pick that one? I can't tell what that, here, you know what? For the sake of the video.
For the nothing special?
I'm gonna go to the Ruco because it sticks out the end so we can see. So USB, this is a 65 watts, kind of like a higher power. So we pray to it. I'm just kidding, guys, we don't.
Okay, there's no light so far.
I caught that after I said it. Let's plug it in. Okay, nothing.
No light.
So this is a Molex connector, so it's keyed. It only goes one way.
Red light.
Red light. Red light.
Well, I can see it.
Red light. Well, I know, but I wanted the people to see it.
Well, I mean, if I can see it, the people
so
can
now
see
listen, if you get this plane and it doesn't suck, which we still have not established, it could totally suck.
Right. Well, I mean,
if
we've already
totally
showed
sucks and you have 2 of them and you want to keep flying the sucky planes, get one of these Spectrum multi-chargers. So I like, this is how I wrap it up, okay? It works really nice. It's an AC input, which I like way better than these DC ones because we do most of our flying here and we have access to AC power. If you're flying at a flight field, you may not like that. But the reason I like this is because it's got the Molex connector, just like what we need. And then it's got JST, the micro pH, and then the pH 2.0. So it's nice because you get 4 different styles. And then what you do is, like for instance, if we were charging this, we would unplug it from the provided charger and we would plug it into this. We stick it in the hole. How do I do that again? Just help explain to the audience.
You usually do a fine job.
This would be 1 amp. This is 1,000 milliamp?
I know, it's so weird.
That doesn't even seem like it's possible, but it is totally 1,000. So you can charge it at
1 amp.
1 amp. So you just scroll it in and it's close enough. Press and click. And then it puts your voltage, which is really nice because then you can kind of see what's going on, which is nice, okay? And then that tells you when it's done by beeping. You're probably thinking, you just showed us a ready to fly charger and then you didn't even charge it on there. That's right, I could care less because
it'll work.
That charger cost China like 5 cents to make. And we have 1,000 of them. And we've never had one that didn't work. There's some other people that have problems, but they also cut their batteries with scissors. We've never done that. We've done a lot of dumb things, but never done that.
Don't cut your transmitter with a knife.
I know, I'm like seriously being careful about this. Okay, so I'm just gonna,
Stay on the packaging.
Ooh, there's a crispy noise. That's probably not a good sign.
Unless there's
Why
batteries.
the heck is this packed like this? Are we just gonna go past the Jeffrey Dahmer comment?
You already made the Jeffrey Dahmer comment.
Oh, that's true, I did.
Did we need to elaborate on it?
No, it's just not really promising when they have to wrap them in garbage bags. I do not understand this packaging.
They're being extra careful.
No, but they're not though, because it's like stupidly packed.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's not protected a dang thing. Like, what are they worried about? Are they trying to make it look like it could be an illegal, like, contraband?
That's kind of what it looks like. That's what I was thinking more than
It's like that way
Jeffrey
customs
Dahmer.
has to get into it. And I'm like, this is just stupid. Whoever decided on this, they're gonna be the same guy that spelled out this sentence here, okay? So maybe look a little harder, China. I'm just kidding at the end of the day. I mean, these people are trying hard. I only speak one language.
You do?
Well, I speak some Spanish too. Look,
Oh, that was
see what I'm
your
talking about? Like, what the heck happened? Oh, you know why they did that? So they could sneak the contraband in.
Yeah, it was contraband.
And not get caught.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, this battery is so huge, they were reading the directions from their other Chinese counterpart, and they were like, close lid. And they were like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Garbage
bag.
China's answer for everything.
Yeah. Quick, get a garbage bag. Or does anybody have a lunch food wrapper? No?
We've only gotten a few of those.
Whatever, dynamite, that's their predominant packaging material. So this is the problem, okay? Normally, you wouldn't have this type of 4AA input blocking the hidden illegal battery,
Yeah.
okay? Now, China, if you're listening, and I know you're not, watch this. Watch this, right? Watch this,
Well,
watch this. No, just keep watching, camera crew. This is a good one, okay? Watch this.
Yeah.
Now imagine that was a cheese wrapper from like, you got like some cheese whiz on there or whatever you got from like your breakfast sandwich. You stuff that in there.
But if that like janks around or somebody's
Listen,
fingers
it's not
get in
gonna
there.
jank around. You could also put it in the bag, except then you'd get caught.
Can't.
You'd be
Right.
caught. Red-handed.
Integral battery. That's the whole goal here.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but that's still part of the aircraft then.
Well,
So,
yeah.
and that is really honestly what's going on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick this on the ready to fly. I'm just kidding. We're gonna go to the next
no,
channel.
you're not.
We're totally not gonna do that. We're just gonna use this. Ooh, see, if you try to stick it in wrong, it doesn't go. I should have let you do it just to show how easy it is. By the way, this charger is...
What are you doing?
What? Hold on, I clicked.
You're scrolling the wrong way.
No, I'm not.
Click.
Did it die? Did we kill it finally? It's not moving. Look. No.
What's wrong with this one?
Just hold on. Maybe I did it wrong.
No, you're scrolling the wrong way.
Oh.
No, but it's not scrolling.
Yeah, see? Okay, guys. Ooh, maybe I killed it. Well, whatever. I'm gonna use this one instead. So guys, when you spin it, it's supposed to go up.
Right.
We killed it.
We've used
What a sales pitch.
Only made
What a sales pitch.
14,000 battery cycles.
Brian Phillips, you're always screwing us over here at Spectrum. Okay, so now we're just gonna stick that hole and let that charge. You realize if you went just like a little bit further, you could miss all that.
No, because now it's shadowed.
I don't care if it's shadowed. I care about the glare blocking all the markings. So this is a 1000 milliamp hour, but yet it looks like 2S. It's actually a 1S, meaning that this is 500 milliamps, two of them in parallel. So real quick, this is honestly, guys, if you're getting ready to fly, you probably don't understand the difference, probably don't care. Or you're into electronics and you understand this and you just don't spend money on this because your wife won't let you. So you snuck this in with the contraband, okay? 500 milliamp hours plus 500 milliamp hours equals 1000 milliamp hours. That's a parallel operation. The positive and the positive are tied together. The negative and negative are tied together. It's one circuit, evenly dispersing, okay? 500 milliamp hours 500 milliamp hours still in series, positive to negative, and then negative and positive become the output. That's a series operation. You add the voltage together. So on a parallel application, you stay 3.7 volts, but you gain capacity, okay? So you get longer run times, lower voltage, okay? Or you put them in series and it becomes, instead of 3.7, it would be 4.2 when it's charged, so it'd be 8.4 at full charged volts, but you would still have 500 total milliamp hours, okay? Or you just cut to the chase and you just get one of these monstrosities, 7,000 6S's. Or even bigger. We have lots of bigger ones too. So, like this one, 6,000 milliamp hour 70C packs, okay? This is a balance lead. These are in series, okay? So that's why you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The positive lead being marked, or sometimes they're all marked, okay? So that's an example of one where they just mark the most positive lead. This would be an example where they mark each of the pairs in different ways to kind of help delimitate. The thing I don't like about that is it's hard to tell for sure which one's the top. Well, not really, if you know what you're doing. So that's the most negative, that's the most positive. Those are in parallel with these giant discharge leads. And then these are in series. So that's one cell, 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 and then that's the last cell. Make sense? So that's why we have a balanced lead on batteries. But then to just confuse you a little bit more, look, this one's new, 7725. This doesn't have a balanced lead. Has a battery management circuit in it. And then there's a data lead that goes in and transmits the data referenced to ground, okay? Ground versus TTL communication. Okay, this is the output. So 3 wires, and that's what that middle little pin does, right in the middle. And then that's the main discharge lead. And if you want to know what that little circuit looks like, here's an example of one that I ripped out of a pack that was either dead or I crashed or whatever. I can't remember what happened. See, this just happened to be a smaller. It's the IC3, this is the IC5, okay? Okay, see? And then the little battery management circuit is so cute. Except that's for a 4S, not a 6S. This is 6S. So 6 cells in series means that they are adding the voltage together, so you end up with, in this case, nominally 22.2. When it's fully charged, it's more, because it's 4.2 volts at full charge per cell. And that is chemically stable at that range, but it's more chemically stable at 3.8, 3.9, and that's why these will automatically discharge themselves if they're smart. That's why it's nice to use smart packs, because they will maintain themselves. Whereas this battery is not going to maintain itself. So you notice, even though it's relatively new, it's starting to get a little puffage on it, okay? These are relatively new packs, and they're starting to get puffage because I'm a bad boy and I charge my batteries and leave them that way. Don't do that. It's more dangerous, more chemically unstable, and you're gonna get less life cycles out of them. Also, these things can be set to discharge at different timelines, okay? You don't need any of that technology on this pack. That's why this plane's cheaper. So it's smaller, it's less of a risk of fire, but it is not no risk of fire. So as a rule, charge on hard surfaces. You'll notice this is a granite countertop. If you don't have a granite countertop, or you don't have like something that's a hard surface, find a cookie sheet or a, you know, like that thing, and just cook on that. And if you don't have that, get a ceramic plate, you know, like something like this. That thing could burn, completely consume. This is how I would do it if I was nervous. I would put the whole charger right on the plate, okay? Then you could lay that on even a carpet floor or something like that, because the heat won't transmit through this enough to matter. Now, if you got like a giant set of drapes here that go like 14 feet up and it catches fire, it's gonna probably be an issue. Or if you got like your gas can right here, probably not the good place for it. And I say that facetiously to make fun of people that would not be commonsensical enough to do that, but I shouldn't make fun of people, because if you burn your house down, you're gonna have a bad day. And don't say I didn't warn you. Please be careful. Lipos, props, 2 things that get people hurt in this hobby. Believe it or not, people don't generally crash into themselves very often. It does happen, I'm sure. Oh, by the way, blue and white and green and black with white highlights. So at the end of the day, here on Brian Phillips RC, we're not your mother.
Unless my kids are watching.
We're just some guy you watched do stupid things. Okay, unless your kids are, unless you're my kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've answered all your questions about battery technology that you ever wanted to talk about, okay? So this battery is gonna stick into this hole and it's gonna be pretty much entrapped in here. There's not gonna be much you can do about it, okay? This thing keys in, I didn't show a very good job. This goes under, boop, and then it clips on. Bad design. Give us magnets, do it right. That's what everybody else does. Magnets are better. Why? Because these things will eventually start ripping out, okay? Or they will rip out of here. Okay. Then you're gonna need something to fix it with, and I'm just gonna tell you right now what I would use. It's China glue. China glue. China glue. Yep, that's literally, I have so much of it, I'll pick up another two. China glue. This is a small example of a China glue. It's the kind you pierce and open yourself. We get these sometimes with models. I wish we got them with models all the time because I'd have millions of them. Yeah. And I would actually use this crap. If you don't want to use this crap and you want to use something that's actually like got sanctioned safety rules on it and stuff, it's made in the UK, you can get foam to foam. It's very good, but I actually prefer the carcinogens from China. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know if it's a carcinogen, but I would assume if it's going to California, they have to mark it as such.
Right.
The assumption is it's a carcinogen. If they haven't proven it's not. Okay. This stuff works really good. It's easy to use. And if a part rips out, oh geez, and we let this one dry up a little bit too much. Look, it's like twisting the bottle.
Oh yeah.
That's very unusual. I might need to show you guys. See, this is what we do on Brian Phillips RC. People say I jump around a lot because I do. But the truth is, I deal with stuff in time and space. And see, I'm grabbing that. Now watch this. Now I can break this open without breaking the tube. If you twist that, you'll break the tube. Okay, once it's broke free, it should be good to go. You see, it's having a very nice time.
Oh, it is.
So put your finger in there.
What, in the bubble?
Just because I got my hands full.
Wait,
just touch it. Oh. Just touch it and show them what happens.
Oh, it's just sticky.
Yeah, and see, the beauty of it is, now tack it up and don't wipe it off yet.
Sorry.
Tack it up, show them the fingers. See? Because I got tools. So guys, at the end of the day, so my camera crew never does that. Now I'm gonna make you do that all the time.
Great.
Did you get it off of your fingers?
I'm working on it.
So then
I have to be able to focus the camera.
She's making a booger for you.
Yeah.
You realize I have my wife making boogers online for you. This is awesome. I have arrived.
But it does. It like comes off cleanly.
It comes off. Actually, it's a really good way to clean your hands if it weren't probably some sort of deadly chemical.
Yeah, great,
I don't actually think it is. I think it's made from a tree extract.
It came from China.
No, I'm serious. I think it is. It's a tree sap based thing. It's called mucilage. Okay. I don't know if there's a button there. But look, gyro auxiliary mode. Well, except I can't. I'm assuming it's back there.
Yeah.
Inverted flight mode. Okay, that's ridiculous. And then novice 6G. By the way, inverted flight mode is total BS. What that means is that you'll be able to flip it upside down. Okay.
Not that it's gonna like fly.
Not that it's gonna be like
upside down.
Wow, look, it's gonna fly upside down, and I'm not gonna have to know how to do it at all, and it's totally fake. Like this, you can flip a switch and it will fly upside down without you knowing how to do it, and then it flips itself back over. And this is just one example. There's more than just this awesome police helicopter. Which, by the way, what country was that from?
Well, I said like Italy or Poland or something.
No, it was like Switzerland.
And I think I was wrong. Somebody said it in the comments. Somebody knew better than us.
Yeah,
Shocking.
Because they live there.
We should go visit and then we would know.
Yeah, true. Okay, so thanks for that plug, camera crew. But at the end of the day, there are tools, there are one-touch aerobatics on some of these planes. This one has a function keys.
Sweet.
That's keys.
Keys. That looks like a key.
It looks like a singular key.
Singular.
Six channels, multifunctional remote control, 2.4G. And then we have some fake keys here. Mm-hmm. They have keys down here. Wait.
Oh, that is a key.
No, it's not.
It's not?
I don't think so. It's just
it's
like they could do it. And then you got the on-off rocker. trimmer up, trimmer left, trimmer right. Not sure if those are trimmers. Okay, so this is not spring loaded, so that's your throttle. So this is mode 2. This is your rudder, so it's gonna yaw the aircraft. Elevator up and down, ailerons roll left and right. And you do have to provide your own AA's, 4 of them, okay? So if you don't know how to put those in, we'll show in a minute exactly how to do it, but just keep in mind you do have a spare prop, but like we didn't get to use our spare prop on the last one of these because I ran into a stake.
I don't think our last one came with a spare prop.
Yeah. Oh.
No, you broke the whole
mall?
Motor mount thingy.
No, I broke the...
Yeah, that's right.
Thing. I broke the collet completely. I broke the prop adapter.
Yes.
So if you have to adjust this prop adapter, you take your screwdriver that's provided, just like this. I'll show you how to do it quick. And you slide this in, except it doesn't fit. So you go get an even more teenier screwdriver.
That's gonna be...
to be honest, listen, if you don't have a teeny tiny screwdriver, you can probably get away with using, I wonder if you could use, you suppose a paper clip would work?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So let's just see if one of our teeny screwdrivers will do it. Let's go down to this one. No, that's just really small.
We don't have anything that small.
You don't think so?
No.
You want to make any bets?
Yep.
What do I get if I win?
You can buy me dinner.
I feel like I was going to do that already. Okay, so you guys see this 1.5 millimeters barely makes it in. And what you do is you would just brace it by holding the prop, and then you would break it free with this, okay? Geez, that's on there really tight.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it off for the sake of the video because I wanna make sure I don't break it doing that.
But that's how you would get it off.
That's how you would do it. So yeah, good luck with that. I will tell you this, that is on there really hard. So the other thing you can do that may or may not work well, and I'm telling you this because it's aluminum, okay? Aluminum is soft. And if you grab it wrong with a pair of pliers, you will break it.
Yeah.
So if you hold right here, you can hold to brace it and then you can undo it. But I'm just gonna warn you, you are strong enough to break the aluminum.
But if your prop is already broken and your only option is to like mar the finish to replace it,
I'm not worried about marring the finish, hon.
Oh, you're saying like actually break it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I'm gonna get another Chinese screwdriver and see if it fits. Here's just another random one. Seems a little blunt. Okay, let's see if this one goes in. Yeah, I mean, you could probably just get a nice drill bit that fits through, but then that might break. That is strange that they wouldn't send a screwdriver that fits through that.
in there?
Because you have to stick that through and then break it loose. And then what happens is this back half, this separates by lifting, and then the collet bites the shaft. So as soon as you lift this one, hey, don't give me that look. Once it goes up, it opens up like that. The pedal's free from the prop shaft and you can take off the prop adapter. Then you just basically replace the other prop.
Yeah.
Our issue was that we straight up broke that
thing.
And we even tried to fix it on video. It was very comically bad.
Yes, it was.
We have a short running about that plane right now.
We do.
So, well, we have thousands of videos running. So as you can see, the build is not an especially difficult build, but we just want to point out the fact that there is a singular screw that needs to be installed. So let's go ahead and build this right now. I don't know what the heck this is, by the way. Full disclosure, I couldn't see anything.
I think it's packaging. And I don't think it was even supposed to be in the packaging.
Yeah, because there's like plastic.
Where is said singular screw?
Let me see that. What is that thing?
I don't know. You suppose that's to pry the nose off?
I don't know. It could be. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Like a little. Okay, if you have to include a pry tool,
then you did it wrong. And by the way, why does the wire for this motor go on the top? Why didn't they run it on the bottom? I don't know. This is kind of a stupid place to.
Well, especially since like that's the only place to put your battery.
But you can load the battery on top of it. By the way, they don't have silicone leads going down to the light, so they're all stiff and awkward to work with.
Oh.
So that's annoying. But it's not the end of the world by any means. Okay, show them.
I was just looking to see. Yes, I was right.
Okay,
it is a little pry tool.
Okay, guys, look, here's the right way. You stick this in once you get your battery loaded, and you push it back, and then this snaps on. So you're gonna have to like destroy the paint and stuff eventually. But if you wanna avoid that, you can stick this in so it's between plastic and plastic, and then twist. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
So you just stick it in, And just what you want to do is stick it into just the right spot so she's happy, and then twist it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
I have to be a little more careful.
And then this pops off and you can get right into the goods.
Okay.
Okay, pretty amazing. Does that make sense? Does everybody get the picture?
Yep.
So the next move now is we have to actually put a screw in, and there is a screw in this bag.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys see? Oh,
You figured it out.
Oh.
Well, you put stuff over there.
I'm sorry, folks. The screwdriver wasn't fitting, but you know what will? Look, this will. They sent an Allen key.
What?
Yes, it will. So, yep, there it goes.
There you go.
So you could do it that way, or you could do it this way. And then what you do is just hold the prop, then unscrew it just like normal. There she blows. Good job waffling, Brian. You always do a good job at waffling. Then I'm gonna take this stupid pry tool. You know, they thought of everything. Everything, okay? Everything. See this? Ooh, jeez. Holy cow, that thing is on there tight. So I'm gonna just show you how it looks if this comes off. See? That's threaded. Okay, and then this is just on there with a little spacer. See, there's your spacer. Just lay that down. Now, by the way, if you're replacing the prop and you're not sure because you can't remember, this is the direction you want it to go. So on the outside of this prop, there is reading materials. So like if you're, you know, really into it, it's 49 by 34.
Okay.
So 49 millimeters by 34. That is a ridiculously specific prop.
It is.
Okay, so you see that? Slide it on so that the reading material is facing you. And this should spin counterclockwise while facing it, okay? And then that will pull the plane forward. If you put this on backward, it will still pull the plane forward, but it's gonna do it horrifically inefficiently. You will have a real heck of a time getting it to fly. It will probably not fly, okay? And yes, it will spin backward, okay? So now you can see the assembly like I described. So this is a two-piece assembly down here. Come on, there it goes. So I'm popping this off. I just don't want to break my motor mount. You see how the motor mount gives a little bit? So now you can pry very carefully. Oh, good. So this is what a collet looks like, guys. See the pedals? And then this, there it is. See? Pretty cool, right? And then this thing allows us to squish it, whoop, or whoop. See the little gaps? As you slide this onto the prop shaft, it transfers a spinning force into a biting force and won't let go. Pretty cool, huh? So we're gonna reassemble that like if you were trying to replace it. You'd slide that on, then you would slide this thing on, just make sure you get it the right way, so it's gonna cup into that, boop, just like that. Then you're gonna put your little adapter on, if you don't already have it on. Slide that back until it hits. Then you're gonna take this and you're gonna screw it on. Once it spins all the way down flush, it's gonna kind of hold everything, and it's gonna wanna spin a little bit free. So I'm just taking my index finger from the other hand and tightening it up. Okay. Then I'm gonna take this and slide it through the hole. Okay. Now I can brace with the propeller, and just what you wanna do is watch the motor, like watch that, and make sure it's not spinning, and it's not. So then as you tighten this, you're actually, see it's starting to spin the motor, so I'm gonna put a finger on that too. Okay, it's a little awkward, guys. There's nothing you can do to make it not awkward. Okay, see how it's not? Okay, very nice. So now that's gonna transfer all the mechanical energy through the prop shaft into here, and it's gonna overwhelm the friction of the air resistance by that pedal biting down on the shaft, okay? Because as you force it back, you force the pedal to continue to bite that shaft. Pretty cool. So look, so here on Brian Phillips RC, we take a deep dive into each step so you understand a little bit more about how your plane is supposed to work, and then you can get out of hot water. If you don't know these things and you think you can skip over them, just believe me, you will eventually find out you wish you knew them. And that's why people watch this channel. That's why hundreds of thousands of people have watched us waffle through one of these builds. It looks like we're waffling, but we're just handling it one step at a time. Come over here. See this? there's a screw right there in that bag. Put this back in the bag, save that for later, okay? Put that thing in there. There, it's a little bit too big. I'll stick it in this. Good. They thought of everything. Literally everything.
You're gonna need your little miniature screwdriver.
I know.
Okay.
They thought of everything. Okay, maybe they didn't think of everything. By the way, we did not have a knife come with this kit, so we used the knife to open it. All right, so now that we've got that ridiculous amount of steps done, we're gonna go ahead and plug in these wires. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how do you know where to plug that in? Good question. You could either plug and just kind of blindly guess. There's only 2 plugs that this would fit because it's got 3 wires. So you can see right there's not it. That's a micro PH1S connector right there. And that is one of the 2, and this is the other one. Ooh, look at that. That one is definitely gonna be right there. And then there's an additional port. I don't know what the additional port is. I assume it is for SRXL type plugs, but we're gonna find out. Now, you guys see what I'm doing here? I have to necessarily hold this so I can see. I'm sorry. As soon as I get it plugged in, I will show you. You see the little key, the little bump, and the lines on the side. Here's the other side. You can see the 3 little coppers. So I'm gonna put that little bump up and away from my belly or away from the camera screen. I'm gonna slide this in, and I'm doing this in such a way that you can see that's probably the way it goes, and if it doesn't, it won't fit, okay? Now, I'm gonna pull this out and just show you it won't go the other way. So I'm gonna try to put it in, but I'm not gonna force it because you can probably force it in wrong. Yeah, that don't feel like it's gonna go. So I'm gonna flip it upside down with the tab going up, the little bump. See the little bump? Can you see the bump hump? Okay. I'm sticking it in the hole that it fits into. How do I know it fits into that hole and not the other hole? Because I already did it once. And if it didn't fit, I would know by now. You know why? Because I will have failed. I'm gonna take my little screwdriver. Now watch this, guys. I'm gonna press on the plastic only. And just get that to snap right in there. There it is, guys. So it's in like sin, okay? And then we have to plug in the wire that has our 2 LEDs. You'll notice that there's a green and a red and a white. So it's like Christmas colors. Okay, so this one is keyed as well. I don't know for sure which way it goes, but I think it's gonna go with the tabby thing right there, going away from me again, or toward the, my thumb here, okay? Again, very hard to film some of these smaller applications, but we'll do our best to give you a really good shot once we get it all stuck in the hole. And the truth is, if you plug it in and you feel like you're getting a lot of resistance, you probably have it backward. But it is a hard reach because the cable is not super long. That's definitely in. And by the way, if you plug it in the wrong way, oh crap, there is another plug right there. Son of a biscuit lover. I wonder if it's supposed to go there. Dang it, I didn't even notice it.
There is a diagram, should we check?
Show the diagram right now, we'll just show that. And then, yeah, because you're right, I may have plugged it in the wrong one. Guys, if I plugged in the wrong one, I apologize.
I didn't see that one either. Okay.
Oh, for God's sake, did I plug in the wrong one? Can you bring it over here? Oh, goodness gracious. Steering gear. Jeez. Aileron. Yeah, the aileron. So this is the rudder. This is the elevator. That's the motor. We know that for sure. And then this is S-Bus and DSM. Yep, guys, I plugged into the wrong one. Son of a biscuit lover. It is the same type of port, by the way.
I didn't even see those down there, though.
Okay, so I apologize. I looked at the wrong one because this was obstructed for my view. That's actually where we want to put this. So same thing, I'm just like, I find this little spot on the connector that's got the little gap. That is the gap that receives that little tab, okay? And by the way, if you plug it into that port, it doesn't really do anything. It's not gonna hurt it, but I would not just like go out of my way to do that. Okay, so now that's plugged in. Now, what is that port for and what is that port for? Well, this is the way it's laid out, guys. Excuse me, this is the way it's laid out. So let's show that, I'm trying not to block. That is the way it's laid out. Do you guys see? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna pause this. No, go back so they can see the plane too. Make it so they can see both of those.
Yeah. We can see both.
You guys get it? Amazing. If you need to pause it, pause it.
You just can't read the chart.
I know because it's upside down and ridiculous, but whatever. Again, I did not design the amazing, articulate, detailed instructions. I didn't. Don't blame me. Okay, look. Here's the trick. Now we got this big wonkadelic thing here, and we've got these wires going up in there. Now, do you want that to rip these wires out?
No.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spin this plane to get that under control a little bit, see? And then once I have it under control, we'll at least have a little bit of cable management, and to which we can say, Amen! That was loud.
That was really loud.
See this? Right there. Does that even match the color? What? No, it's just translucent. They must have got a little black overspray on there. Okay, so I'm in the hole mechanically. I'm in the front, there's a little tab. But then I'm concerned about those wires. So I'm pressing them with my thumb, see? Just like this. Camera crew, you're gonna have to move that camera to where they can see. See? Then I'm gonna slide this in and I'm gonna drop this down. Now we're not using S-Bus or DSM, full disclosure. Okay? Where did that little screw go?
It's right here.
Gosh,
on our magic counter.
Okay, now watch this. This singular screw is gonna hold the wing on. Right there. It's a nice looking profile, actually.
It is.
It's just kind of weird.
I kind of like the neon green.
I like the green, but I just don't like the landing gear being not scale looking.
Well,
because guys, let's just get right out to it. If you're anything like me, you want it to be scale. You want it to look like an SR22T, which frankly, they probably couldn't get licensing to do it.
Right.
Do they have a tail dragger? Hold on, hold that thought. So I was correct. There is no such thing as a tail dragger in this particular Cirrus. So this would look like an SR22T, but what you could do is if you really wanted to make this thing look a little bit more like a Cirrus, then you could flip the pants, which would be more than a little bit of effort, let's just say. And if you put those backward and then you were to take this out, I'm just showing people because you know they're gonna wanna do it.
Okay.
Okay. Goodness gracious, that one is really hard to take out. Don't break your tail doing it, okay? But then you could, you know, obviously that's not gonna work very good in the prop.
Right. You have to
So
modify.
you might have to modify it, but you could get it pretty close to kind of have that look and feel. And I think you're far enough aft that you could get the CG to work out once the battery's in there. Because that actually does mimic pretty close. I mean, it would be a little bit further back, and that's the other thing you could do if you really wanted to get more aggressive on the modifications. You could move that back and make it look pretty good. So just, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I'm a scale plane guy. That's my favorite thing to do is fly scale planes, and then scale helis would be a close second, if not first, depending on the weather conditions, because helis are good for flying in bad weather or windy weather, all right? So, wow, look, batteries fell onto the counter from the sky. Flat side, the negative, goes to the spring side inside of the battery holster here. Container, whatever you want to call that thing. Is there a name for that?
Compartment?
Battery compartment,
That's
thank
what
you.
I call it.
Now, there is no screw included with ours because in China, they decided they were going to stuff some other batteries in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this turns on. You've got the
Red glowing light of...
evil.
Yeah.
It's like an evil light.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think that's a button. Is that a button?
I bet it's not, but it's
That's
kind
a trimmer. That's a trimmer. That's a trimmer. That's, I don't know what that is. That's a trimmer. So you may not have throttle trim. So that's like how you arm it. So that's off now. Function key. I don't know what the function key. Good Lord.
Well, it's because it's in two different... Okay, function key, press and hold one button to scroll. Long press and hold for 3 seconds to control lighting.
Okay, so yeah, you press and hold this to turn it on and off.
Yep, to turn on and off the lights.
That's okay. Long pressing buttons on radio system. Listen, China.
Right.
We don't want long press buttons.
Well, at least it's, I mean, like you're not gonna probably turn the lights on and off while you're flying. Are you?
Okay. I think I'm done on this video.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you might. I don't know. But honestly, it's a feature we don't normally get, so it's probably okay. I just don't think it really constitutes a good
Just put another button. So
yeah, just use one of these buttons.
This does not appear here.
It's not a real button. It's just false advertising. That's why they have us involved. We can clear it all up.
Right.
Okay, so initial thoughts about this plane. I think it's worth throwing across the room. Should we try it?
Okay, don't hit another plane.
Oh,
or the TV.
Yeah,
or the cat. Or me.
Well, I mean, the cat wouldn't be that big a deal. Okay, so let's see if it... Okay, this is no battery. By the way, they do make 3-bladed props driven planes, just like similar to this with the tricycle configuration. Instead of tail dragger. Now, you might be saying, Brian, that was a lot nicer than you usually are. I am being a little bit nicer to this one because I honestly don't know if I'm gonna break that prop adapter. I love this color.
I like the color, yeah, I think it's cool.
I was a little bit torn when I opened the package, but boy, oh boy, is it bright. And guys, let's be honest about something. When a plane is easy to see, it's easier to fly. When a plane is harder to see, it's harder to fly. Baby blue planes disappear in the sky. Navy blue planes, although beautiful like that F7F, disappear in the sky. Bright yellow planes stand out. Black planes. Obviously, it's a scale plane, the SR22T.
Right. And it's kind of meant to be.
Yeah, it's meant to be black. It's a stealth plane, for God's sakes. But it's going so fast, you can't even shoot it down. So who cares? This thing you definitely shoot down. Okay, so how do you set it up with your radio system? I know you're probably thinking, good Lord, this is a long video. Just get ready. When you're addicted, you'll be coming back for more. So check it out. This says full, F-U-L-L, just like that. So unplugging it, they couldn't see what we're talking about. It's okay. They'll have no idea. So I'm gonna take this battery, actually the name of this battery would be, it's 1,000 milliamps nominally, but this would be called a 2P battery. 2 in parallel, but just like nobody uses that nomenclature.
I was gonna
because
say.
It used to be back in the day when they would use NiCads to make up voltages, then they would do NiCads in series, like 3 of them, and then 2 of those in parallel would make, you know, a pack. And it might be for like a little excavator or a little car or something like that. But fortunately, they got away from that pretty quick. Now, I snapped that lid on so I could throw this across the room foolishly, okay?
I have to get your tool out.
I have to get my special tool. This is also a toothpick, but you might want to be careful picking your teeth. It's a little
dirty.
Since it's kind of been used, and I'm not sure like where it was used. I don't want to find out where it was used. Okay.
They really should have made a little like slot on the plane to, like, you know, people are gonna lose that.
Listen, I don't want this in the flying weight.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's true.
But I'm going to tell you this. Normally, with a hobby grade plane, you would turn your transmitter on. You would command and control your plane. Okay. If you're watching Brian Phillips RC, I'm just going to point this out really quick. Anything you see here, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have hundreds of each type of thing that you see, okay? So this is a transmitter that actually will do all the things, you know, and they make a lot more sophisticated transmitters than this. It's just kind of like a retail entry level, but still like mid-level entry level, okay? This is an NX10. I have over 250 models in this, which is cheating, by the way. You're only supposed to be able to have 250 on airwear, which is why mine takes like 6 months to turn on, okay? That being said, this is where I want to teach people to get the most out of the hobby, is in programmable instrumentation, not instrumentation, but rather communications here. We've got transceivers. They transmit and receive. This, believe it or not, has telemetry as well. I believe it has a battery voltage level. But this thing will fly helicopters, quads, VTOLs, and airplanes. But predominantly, we do airplanes on this channel. So like, of competitive brands. This is a competitive brand to that. Well, that one we don't do with that. This is competitive to that one. How about that? Then that one's competitive to the one next to it. These are competitors that are over here making sweet, sweet airplane love over here. Okay? So at the end of the day, we don't care who makes it. We want to sell as much hobby grade stuff that's going to get you in the air by helping you guys come to the table and say, hey, China told the truth on this. It's actually pretty good. Or China told the truth, but they couldn't spell anything right, or whatever it happens to be. I mean, we'll just tell the full truth so you guys can make up your mind. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, all these marketing companies, and believe me, we work with all of them, they're all going to exaggerate. They're all going to blow lots of smoke. okay? It's just, this is a 20 channel transmitter, okay? So we will walk you through the entire process. If you're brand new to the hobby, if you're nervous about getting into the hobby because you don't have enough head knowledge about current technology, we'll take you step by step, every step. It's gonna drive you nuts for a while. But then you're gonna realize, holy crap, you're the only one saying this stuff because everybody else assumes you know it or they clip past it. We don't do that. That's why our videos are long. So my apologies plus stupid jokes.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so like I said, hobby grade transmitter on first, keep full control, then you plug in your battery on your plane. On this one, even though you're right up in the props business, which yes, it can cut you, but it's probably not going to. The black is toward away from me. The red is toward my belly, so I'll just match up those colors and that'll help me with polarity. Oh, very good, bright lights. Right. Okay, so it's doing lots of singing, sounds a little bit digital. Okay, so stick it in. Just like that. By the way, I'm just gonna stop and pay homage to the lights. These lights are bright and effective. Except why are they flashing? Whoever decided to make these lights flash needs to go back to school and realize they don't flash in real life. But you know what we could totally do? We could swap them. In fact, it's worth doing. But I am gonna go ahead and just get this battery in here.
Yeah, show them that.
So guys, what we'll do is we'll show you, getting the battery. Look at the battery lead, just so you can see. I'm gonna pull the battery lead. There is no adjusting the CG with this battery because it is trapped in there, okay? That's not necessarily a problem, but you see what I'm saying? Like you can't get the dang lid in. So you gotta be careful where you manipulate the wire. So I'm gonna do this a little bit differently this time. I'm gonna put the wire under the battery, seeing if that will allow me the opportunity to force this down. And as you can see, my motor leads are now becoming a bit of a problem. Okay, there we go, that might work. That might work. See, I just got lucky. Then this goes in. Nope, it still sucks. Look at this. It's like barely in there. And now's where it feels nice to have a snap, but look at that.
Then you got a
look at that panel line. Ugh.
In your plane nose.
I was just gonna say, camera crew is off the hook tonight. All right, we're gonna fix this right now because that's a ridiculous ludicrousness.
Do we have to tag Ludacris in this video now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's already watching, obviously.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Nothing better to do on a Friday night.
If you're watching, please just hit us up. We will have you do a cameo on the show. All right, so check this out. So you see this? This is your lights right here. I'm just gonna unplug these lights right here, and I'm just gonna unplug them. And then I'm just gonna plug these ones into that stupid flashing circuit. Oh, dang it. It's not the flashing circuit. It's actually a flashing light. Blech.
So there's two separate light circuits though?
No, it's just two different plugs. I mean, they could have just done a Y cable and done the same thing. But guys, the flash circuit is controlled in the LEDs, which is really dumb, and that pisses me off because this plane is otherwise perfect. There was nothing wrong with it until I saw the flash. And they're not even in sequence. Note to self, China. Unless it's an air show, they are on all the time because it is a navigation light. We need to see that because this is flown from the ground.
Right.
That thing is blinding me.
I'm sorry. I forgot I still had it on.
You did. Okay.
Just trying to...
So as you can see, now we've got this plane. It's fully assembled. We have no controller turned on, and you're probably thinking, well, it's not going to fly very good. You're right. So watch this. On with you. Lay this down. Hold it to secure it if it's pointed at your camera crew. Throttle up, throttle down, now it's armed. Oh yeah, not very powerful. It's more than 1-to-1 power to weight ratio, so it's probably gonna fly okay.
Okay.
For being 1S, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Now, what is that noise? Is it a bird trying to fly? No, that's stabilization. So, looking at the rudder, as I move the plane, you can see it resisting the movement. I'm exaggerating. Now look at the
really
elevator.
hard to see.
Up, down. Give me the transmit or
It's the color. It's just because it's black.
Ooh.
Thank you.
She hates it when I film her. It's all right. It's all part of the show. See, as I turn the plane, it's resisting. That is, by the way, that's just the transmitter sitting there. It's not like the camera crew is like trying to trick you.
No, I can't do that.
Okay. So I'm moving the plane, and you'll notice a marked quality difference in video footage. That's because I'm filming. Now watch the aileron. Same thing as I roll the aircraft. it is going to resist, okay? Resist, resist, resist.
It's singing to you.
Resist. So when you roll the plane, or not you, but Mother Nature or whoever's holding it, whatever giant beast is holding it, it's going to resist that movement. How does that translate to help in flight? As the air moves across the plane, if you want to roll the plane, you move this stick to the left or the right, okay? Get over here so they can see, okay? This rolls, right? This rolls. But the thing is, if you are given an input and this thing's trying to roll, it's going to be like, no suit for you for a minute. That's called stabilization. Auto leveling is going to say, I am level. I'm happy. I am not level. I must get to level. I am still not level. I must get to level. I'm level, okay? On the roll axis, the pitch axis, which is the elevator, and the yaw axis, okay? So as you're flying through, there's 2 forces or 3 forces that we're adjusting. Oh, excuse me, the yaw axis is not going to be automatically leveled, okay? Because even if you're on this direction, it's not going to probably knife edge the plane, okay? That'd be heading hold. It's a little bit more sophisticated, okay? So a couple things to keep in mind. We heard this like obnoxious noise. That must be minute countdowns.
I'm guessing so.
Okay, so elevator up, elevator down, roll left, roll right, and then carefully keeping this down, yaw left, yaw right. But I want to just point out one other thing. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it was
rudder.
just...
What the heck happened? So I'm just going to bend it. This is how you fix it. Just bend it. Now let go. It's better, but it's still not good. I'm going to take the whole thing and just roll it like this. That's obnoxious.
Yeah, it is.
I hate that noise.
And it's even more than just like a beep.
Yeah.
Okay, but
like,
be careful that you
singing...
didn't move your rudder linkage or your elevator linkage when you bent it.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But I can tell that the whole rudder is bent.
Yeah.
So this stuff has a certain amount of memory to it. But like this, guys, you could do that because it's resilient.
Right.
It's a softer foam. There's harder foams, and we usually go, like this is an EPO type foam with a lower density. This is an EPS foam with higher density. You're not gonna be able to crash. This is also a hobby grade plane. It's got a much bigger brushless system. It's got a lot better lighting. It's a lot more expensive. It's way more scale,
right.
Okay? This is a toy grade entry level option that's gonna be more crashable, and it's gonna have better survivability, okay? Now there's still carbon fiber in here that gives you your dihedral on the wing, which by the way, I gotta say this thing looks beautiful. But like the prop, come on man, we gotta do a little better on the props. This prop does not scale well with this. It's just like a drone prop. But frankly, when you build a plane like this in China and you're trying to hit a really low price point, having a custom built prop is extremely expensive, okay? So like in the whole order of things, like building this prop for FMS is very expensive. That's like a 14-piece assembly.
Yeah.
Think about the labor it costs to design and build all the decals.
Yeah.
Painted tips, assemblies to screw it together, all the different technology that goes into that, the engineering that then adapts it onto the prop, onto the motor. It's very complicated. Whereas, hey, just get the cheapest drone thing you can find, get us a call it with prop adapter, and we'll go with it. What would be better is a prop saver that would pop off, like some of the competitive brands, full disclosure, okay?
Which is why it's hard when you're looking online, especially if you're new, to know what the difference is between...
Point that out.
Yeah.
This is not a good solution, but it's a solution. And by the way, it is a brushless motor, which is nice. I would rather see gearboxed into an output with a quick release, because we've had pretty good luck with those. But under the heavier torque load of a brushless motor, what's gonna happen to that thing?
Will actually pull itself off.
It's gonna come off. So they just don't want you to come off the prop.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, is it the best thing since sliced bread? Even if it flew good, it's still not the best thing since sliced bread. Right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This plane, just because it has the goofed up landing gear like setup, it's never gonna be whole for me. It's never gonna be totally done.
Right.
But if you don't have a steerable tail wheel, which is another issue. Also, that's monstrosity of a size, okay? but it's probably going to work well in terms of taxiing. And then we didn't even do real tires here. These are hard wheels.
Oh, yeah, they are. I was
So
just
you did
looking
a
at
soft wheel and mismatched hard wheel. Don't quite understand, but I will tell you this. You can yaw the plane a lot better on what is essentially a drifting wheel, okay, because it's smooth. You're not gonna get crap for traction, but guess what? That is good when you are a non-skilled pilot because it's easier for the stabilizer to keep this thing tracking straight, given it doesn't have a steerable tail wheel. But you still have to be cognizant that this can be mechanically adjusted, squared to straightness, and you can do that manually with your fingers, okay? You can also pull those off, or you can just take this off. You just kind of squeeze it together and pop it out, okay? It's not hard. By the way, we were gonna open this up and fix that, but then like I feel like maybe I didn't get that back down.
Oh.
So if you do take this off, press that down, and then try to turn that screw in. What the heck happened?
Did you miss the hole?
I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't think I missed.
like
Maybe it's just
it now?
extremely difficult to turn. Yeah, it's probably just hard to turn. I was just
Okay.
being careful. But I just don't want the wing to come off because I was screwing around.
Right.
And by the way, we do, like frankly, I'm never easy on products. I point out all the flaws that I see. And that's why when we do a more expensive product, there's less flaws to bring up. Like on that or not AL-37, what is that thing? The Airbus A320.
Yeah.
It's an awesome plane. There's still things we found that we weren't crazy about, but it's mostly awesome.
Right.
It's also like 7 or 8 times more expensive than this plane.
Right.
It's a lot more plane than this plane, admittedly, but you know, at the end of the day, you also need a battery that costs twice as much as this plane, 3 times as much as this plane. And then you need a transmitter that costs 5 or 6 times as much as this plane. And you're like, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah, but that's an expensive plane. That's not a beginner airliner.
Right.
There isn't such a thing, okay?
And
Actually, there is.
if you're looking in this price range, you don't find a lot of brushless motors with LEDs in that configuration. So this is...
And frankly, if you're looking for something that's entry level, that's got a really nice line to it, this is not bad. And by the way, if you pull off the gear, even though this, and see, this is a problem. You don't have a bunch of Cirrus SR22Ts flying around without gear
retracts.
because they're fixed gear,
Right.
okay? But if it was retracts, that'd be pretty sick, you know?
I wonder how the prop would handle belly landing if you were doing it that way.
It would be fine because it's just by the time you land, there's
It's
no
just gonna
inertia.
stop.
Okay, so speaking of, how does this plane
Oh, that's
handle?
true. Yeah, we just talked about that.
We're going
earlier.
to talk about weight. And by the way, I got to say, as many details as they put into this plane, why is this still white?
Yeah.
And not jigged? Or why didn't you guys get decals that would go over that? I don't quite understand that choice.
Even if it was black to match the carbon fiber spar
Yeah, I
that's
mean, that
running
would be
through
fine.
it.
Okay, so we have this like Taylor scale. So we'll just turn this on. It's like a cooking scale.
If only I knew somebody that like could get a better scale.
You mean like your husband who works on industrial
Yeah,
scales
that
for a
guy.
living? That's 102 all up grams.
Yeah, okay.
250 grams is the limit before you need to get into the compliance crap that's complicated. I won't bore you with it, but it's called remote ID and it's a pain in the butt.
In the
Okay?
United States.
In the United States.
Currently.
Overseas, there's different rules, so whatever. You do whatever you gotta do. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to break rules, but I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care if you break rules. I just don't wanna encourage you to get caught or cause a problem. At the end of the day, the best thing we can do in this hobby is to make people love this hobby so that they're willing to stand up for it, because it's really ridiculous that the regulators are worried about this. We're not like conducting war with this. Just in case you're wondering, if everybody's on YouTube watching these like, you know, terrible things happening over, you know, between Russia and Ukraine and the things they're doing with drones there, we're not doing that here. These are planes for enjoyment, okay?
Right.
If, you know, of course you can do bad things with this, but it's like, give me a break. How bad could it be? Not that bad, okay? So at the end of the day, we understand there's bad actors all over the world, or there's people that are doing the best they can with the tools they have at war.
Well,
war is hell.
And we all know that all the bad guys follow the rules. So
They obviously
They
get
will
remote
definitely,
ID
for sure.
before they go blow up a tank with it. So yeah, I mean, we're not in denial that people use the technology for bad things.
Right.
But we also, you know, spray pesticides and herbicides and things like that, and we take care of our crop and all that stuff, and it's pretty cool. But the government has called these drones, even if they're small, okay? Doesn't seem like a drone to you, does it?
It doesn't really,
Doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, the government doesn't care. I just want to get that out of the way.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
So there's 3 modes. So I am at the toward my belly mode, which is a novice BG or 6G mode. Then there's invert flight mode, which means we can probably, nope, that is actually gonna fly upside down, I bet.
Do you want me to read you the directions in Chinese?
It's so stupid. Go ahead.
Okay, it says inverted flight mode. You need to push the upper right function lever to the fly mode position, then press the 1-key roll button to activate it. Push the upper right function lever to another function to exit the program.
Okay, watch. Look.
You understood that?
Press this.
From my Chinese?
Now it's upside down.
It's
Pull
just
up and no, it's just I hate stupid features. Stupid features are stupid.
Yeah, just don't.
Okay, so then I don't like that feature. So that was because I must have dropped it.
I know, but they stretched out that thing when they shoved that extra battery in there.
They did. So full disclosure, if yours does it, take a piece of tape it over there, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, it ain't rocket science here. I might have dropped a little bit hard. Gyro auxiliary mode, all the way back, okay? We're not gonna be able to demonstrate the different modes.
Not until we fly it.
So, on Brian Phillips RC, we try our best to give you guys the quick overview and in-depth detailed analysis on the Unbox build radio setup, which are separate on bigger planes that might be a plug and fly, like that F7F or the J3 Cub, or that Cessna 182, or one of these helicopters or whatever it happens to be. We've done thousands of videos, literally thousands, okay, over the course of years. We've been doing this for almost 10 years, Megan and I. We love bringing you guys the latest and greatest in RC. We try our best to do it in a competent way and not make it super boring, even though we make long videos. At the end of the day, we understand that a lot of people need help. The manufacturers are either woefully ignorant to what type of help you need, AKA China, or they're American distributors of Chinese product, AKA they have to rewrite an entire English manual, which some of them do, and they do a pretty good job of it. So the bigger distributors, like the E-Flights of the world, or the Avioses do a pretty good job too. The Duraflies, the FMSs, actually does a really good job because a lot of the E-Flight stuff is made by FMS for E-Flight. And just at the end of the day, guys, if you guys get real bent out of shape about brands, let me just tell you this. It's coming from the inside scoop, inside baseball from Brian Phillips RC. I don't care what you think about brands. Some brands make good stuff all the time, and some bad brands make good stuff once in a while. And then some people are more in the middle. And I'm telling you, the vast majority of brands are in the middle, okay? The more expensive brands favor toward always good. The cheaper brands favor toward always bad. We're gonna help you figure out where to put this toy grade. And the toy grade stuff is almost always over here in the garbage. Okay?
Well,
almost always doesn't mean always.
You're right.
So remember, these planes are fun, but there's a reason they're cheap.
Right.
Okay? Don't expect the sun, moon, and stars. And we try to check our enthusiasm, or curb our enthusiasm within check, so that, you know, when we're doing a $40 product or a $70 or $150 product or whatever it happens to be, we're coming to it from a realistic perspective, and we're not comparing it against an $850 plug and fly that needs a $160 receiver and a $200 battery and a $600 transmitter. Because you know, that's not a fair apples to apples comparison, and we're not gonna do that to you. Now, we could compare this against another cheapo, but really we would be more likely to do a comparison to another size class that would be similar. So for instance, I don't even know how many millimeters this is.
It's gotta be close to 500.
But we might compare it. Is this from the same?
It is not.
Okay.
It's okay.
We might compare it to something like this that flies really good and is beautiful. This is a really good one, but get this. What was the other one we did right around the same time?
The AT6.
The AT6. Very meh. This one, good.
Yeah.
Same exact flight controller, different airframe.
Right.
Different airframe. The last one we did for this brand did really good, okay? That would be firmly toy grade.
Right.
I know, and I hit a stake. It was a stupid mistake.
Right.
I hit a stake that was marking the beginning of our driveway. We were getting some work done, and we were installing, you know, forgive me, we were putting in 500,000 pounds of rock.
Well, and the other thing is we firmly believe there is a time and a place for toy grade options.
Yes, so we don't mean to beat you guys up as you make a decision for this.
Right.
But if like, hey, I can't afford a UMX, I can't afford an Ultra Micro Extreme from one of the better brands. Like this is an Ultra Micro Extreme. This is not a beginner plane, but you know what this plane is? This plane is glorious and it is awesome. Okay, this is from E-Flight. It's quite a bit more expensive plane because even if this plane and this plane are about the same, this is ready to fly for the cost of what would be basically a bind and fly, which means you have to have something like this or something like this to bind up to this. And yeah, you do have to get the Spectrum stuff or you have to get OpenTX and then depend on like third party, like aftermarket radios, spread spectrum technology, which I'm not a big fan of. By the way, if you guys are brand new to the hobby and you're struggling with this is a question I answer all the time for folks. When you're a kid, especially being a kid, it's tough. You got to go to mom and dad and you're like, hey, I want to get this plane. I don't have a Spectrum transmitter, so I need a transmitter. Get the best transmitter you can get. And if that means you go to the hobby field and you're flying with buddies and you're talking somebody into selling a used transmitter, do it to get by. But remember, if you're flying Spectrum branded stuff, it's more expensive, or Lemon, okay, which is a lot cheaper, or Orange, which is kind of like the middle ground. They've sort of like fallen off the map, or some Redcon garbage from China. We know there's a lot of other ones, but Lemon is actually pretty good. Opposite Spectrum offerings, which we put in all these biggest, best planes that we do. But guys, we're not flying jetty receivers that cost more than this plane. Okay, we know there's a whole spectrum, not spectrum, there's a whole spectrum of offerings in RC, and you gotta start somewhere. Okay, we're gonna help you make good decisions. If you're on a tight budget, we're gonna operate within respect to that this is not gonna be the same guy that's buying this F7F.
Right.
Or not the same guy, same time frame. Okay?
Right.
Because most people start somewhere like this, or maybe you're trying to talk your wife into a hobby and you've started other hobbies and you've like decided to get out of said hobby, and maybe you put like $2,000 or $3,000 in the golf clubs, for instance, and you realize I suck at this, and I'm gonna do it like 4 times a year, and it's gonna cost me like $400 every time I do it. And then all of a sudden, this hobby seems like a pretty good value. Or you buy like guns, and you're spending like $2,000 on a gun, and like $400 on ammo, and a case, and safes, and all that crap. That stuff adds up quick, guys. Or you have a drinking habit, or drugs, illicit drugs, or
well, that might be cheaper some days.
Thank you for breaking my train of thought. So at the end of the day, that was probably to our detriment. At the end of the day, all addictions are expensive, okay? I say this all joking aside, toy grade, hobby grade planes, these are not designed for kids. That's why I talk about illicit drugs and guns. Right. You know, obviously on Brian Phillips RC, we tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. Because at the end of the day, I'm talking to mom and dad right now. Mom and dad are the ones with the money. They're the ones making the decision on what they can pull in and spend on stuff like this. I mean, don't make your kids hungry over a plane, but at the same time, you don't know if that kid is gonna take this experience and build on it and end up flying a real one of those and making $300K a year. Yep. Okay? So here's the thing, you gotta remember, and this is very real, a lifelong, multi-generational, very clean and wholesome, unless you're watching Brian Phillips RC video, hobby that you can share your whole life with your father and your son, or your mother and your daughter. Simultaneously, you're in this hobby, okay? Now, I'm not saying you can't do that with RC cars or trucks or crawlers or boats or helicopters or whatever. You could do all that, that's fine. But I'm gonna just tell you this is one of the harder things to learn. It's easier now to fly than ever because of the automatic leveling. It seems like it wouldn't be a big deal, just fly once, you'll understand. When you try, then you'll come back and watch with a new set of eyes. You will wake up and say, holy cow, that's a lot harder than it looks. But you gotta remember, after you do it for 2 or 3 years, your brain connects the dots. I do not think about where the sticks are, I just do it. But it takes practice, and I get better every time. Every of the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of sorties that I've done with these thumbs, keep in mind, I'm flying planes for the first, second, and third time when you see me flying them. I am not expert with this plane. It was the first time I flew it. That F7F has been flown 3 times. Yep. Okay. That Cessna 182, I have flown that many, many, many times, and I have crash landed it in the water and fixed it. and kept flying it. It's one of my favorites, a great plane. That J3 Cub, same thing. I've flown it a bunch of times. That SR71 has flown like 3 times for the video, and then it was like beautiful talking point. And not only that, but we know the last guy that flew those, which is pretty cool. We've met him. He's a cool guy. His name's Bert. So I need to have him sign that so we can make a plaque, put it in the bathroom. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
And say, thanks for the toilet wine tips. We have a running joke. We like the inside jokes here at Brian Phillips RC. Our videos are so long, we joke that most of our audience must be prisoners because we always talk about making toilet wine.
Nobody else has that much time on their hands.
That's right. And so when we say that, we don't want to insult our audience if you're making a delicious batch of toilet wine right now. Because everybody needs a vice, I guess. So when you're ready to take out the battery, pop the top, just like that, pull it off, lift the battery up, carefully pull it out, support the lead, and undo it. Then you're ready to rock and roll for charging. So let's charge this sucker. By the way, there should be some noticeable audible noise when you're done. You'll notice this one's also full. And full disclosure, we have this. We can technically charge with this. It will just take considerably longer to charge, okay? Nothing wrong with that at all, except that it takes longer. Full disclosure, I don't know what the heck happened to this, but it looks like oh, there it goes. Now it's working. So I don't know what the heck happened. We have had that and one more that we have used hundreds, if not thousands of times. When our kids get ready to fly little drones, little airplanes, this is a go-to.
Yep.
These are awesome for big batteries, and we use the S2200, and we use the S1200, and we use the S155 all the time on Spectrum stuff and other brands alike. Tons of flexibility. You're in the right place if you're learning. Or if you want to get the most incredibly high-speed charger, we did this for Buddy RC. This thing is insanely powerful. You can charge like 10 times plus faster than you can with this thing. But you actually genuinely need to be careful about flyers with that. I mean, genuinely. And I can charge 8S with that.
Yep.
We have 2 batteries that are 8S in our entire fleet of many hundreds, if not thousands of batteries. Okay?
Yeah.
By the way, I've never had a fire. We've been fortunate. I am fairly careful with my batteries, but I also am less careful than I should be. So be careful. Guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we're trying to give you good advice. We want to get you into the air as soon as possible because we know that once you experience this wonderful hobby, you are going to be hooked. And I'm serious, it's a good thing to be hooked on. It's not like some of those terrible things that we mentioned earlier, but I say them in all practicality. I mean, addiction is real. And addiction to a positive thing. I was saying this earlier with your kids. If you get them started on an addiction like this, they won't have money for drugs.
Yeah.
So just consider it like we should do like the dare, except all those guys got caught using drugs. So what this is like it's like your anti-drug thing. So
yeah.
Maybe we can get like the DEI to support Brian Phillips RC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't have anything else to do right now.
So just like send us lots of funding for these things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I love that these planes are getting better and better. I still feel like there's a couple of different things that I'm not crazy about on this plane. We reviewed them ad nauseum in this video. But when we fly, that's really where you can tell if I like it or if I don't like it. Now, my opinion is only just an opinion that matters because I've done so many of these things over the years. Really, if I like it is irrelevant. But I know how to fly them, and if I can't do it, and as a brand new beginner, you're gonna struggle bad. But if I can do it, and it's super easy, I can clearly articulate that to you, and I know the difference between a good flying plane and a bad flying plane. So, one tip, if you've got a friend that knows how to fly, work with them to get help. It does take effort to learn. Also, if you are brand new to Brian Phillips RC, you can check out brianphillipsrc.com. That's our website. And it's going to mostly direct you back here to to YouTube. Or if you're on Facebook and you're seeing this, then go over to brianphillipsrc.com. Check it out. Links are in the video description below from this video on buying this particular product. You'll support us financially when you do that. And also we link to other things like this little charger, just in case you were wondering. If we talk about something, we usually link to it. If we don't, ask us in the comments. We'll get back to you with a link. Or you can head over to bprc.me. That's brianphillipsrc.me. Hit enter, goes to our website. That's a short link. Same place as BrianPhillipsRC.com, but sometimes people spell my name with a Y. It's with an I. It's with an I, okay? And 2 L's in Phillips, just like Phillips 66 minus the royalties, okay? So at the end of the day, BPRC.com, excuse me, BPRC.com or BPRC.me will get you where you want to be. Then you can sort by type or brand. Brand is better for people that are specifically looking for an E-Flight plane or looking for an FMS plane. But by type, you could find general aviation for something like this, or beginner plane, or mini planes. Do you have a mini plane category?
There's a coming soon 450 to 500 millimeters, so like that size class.
So this size class.
Yeah.
This might actually be a little bit bigger than
Might be a little bigger than
How
500.
big is it anyway? It's usually like the first thing you see on these planes.
Is it on the box?
Ooh, look at that. It's got lines.
It's got, okay, that's not what I was going to say. So it's a good thing you said it first.
Read this. Just kidding.
Safety precautions. This is not a toy.
Okay. Do they really not say
I bet
how
it's on
big
the
it is?
box.
No, I mean, I will look in the manual. This is very bizarre. What the heck? That's hilarious.
Oh, that's their one-click roll graphic.
Yeah.
So you're...
No, so what you do is you press the button, then
Yep.
you give it an input to roll, press the button, give it an input to roll, press a button,
But
give it
it's
an
not going
input
to
to
roll like that.
No, I know. We'll see if it works.
And it says after rolling, you need to press the one key rolling button to do it again. Like it doesn't just keep going. You have
Yeah,
to.
you
It's like a
press it
one-time
and then,
thing.
which we'll demonstrate in the video.
Yeah.
And they do show how to put it all together, so you wouldn't have to watch a video like this because they want to.
But what's the fun of that?
Yeah, what's fun in that? Exactly. They won't tell you about addiction.
No.
Okay.
It does not say it anywhere on here. It's got to be on the box, but I don't know.
Does it say? I don't see it. Bring you a lot of fun during the flying
I
operation.
already told them that with your lunch.
Oh, where's the lunch? You realize people don't understand what you're talking about when you say that.
There was a one that's...
It doesn't say anywhere. That's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, it's probably on the...
Okay, so
Click the link.
The link will give you choices of colors. Also, the other thing too is many times you're gonna have a choice of the number of batteries.
Yes.
These are not specific to this plane other than the size, okay? When you get collected through tons and tons of these little airplanes, you will eventually start having overlap on batteries, but admittedly, it's kind of a weird size.
It is.
So 1000 milliamp 1S with 2 P500 milliamp hour packs is very unusual. Okay, you're not gonna find that usually. So buy the extra packs or plan to fly with lighter packs, but I don't think you're gonna CG out well. Now CG has to do with this. Right now the CG is like way back here on the back side of the wing. So this thing is still, oh, that's because we took the battery out.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So when I put the battery, just for ease of understanding, guys, by the way, you don't need the pry tool, but the pry tool does make it a little bit less crazy. I'm not even gonna plug it in, I'm just gonna stuff this in here, okay? So I can show you where the CG ends up being. And CG stands for center of gravity. I don't care.
Okay.
See, center of gravity, look where it is. Don't mind my fingers. See, it's right on this.
Spar.
Yep. So the wing spar is usually a good telltale sign of where it should be. Between 1/3 and 2/5 back on the wing at the inboard portion is usually about where your center of gravity should be as a rule of thumb. But when you're flying, you know, if you flip it upside down and it does weird stuff, then you're gonna know you're tail heavy. Tail heavy planes, when you're balancing them, in this case, it's easier to balance like this. You can balance upside down, right side up, it doesn't matter. But if it balances like this, if you have retracts, put the retracts out like you're landing, because you gotta be able to take off and land, okay? So once those wheels tuck in, sometimes the nose gear goes back, test it with the gear out, okay? Sometimes the mains come out forward, just depends on the plane. But when you test it, a lot of times you test them upside down, and that's a pretty good center of gravity to start with. If this was super tail heavy, it'd be leaning down like that. So you'd have to move your fingers further toward the tail, further toward the front or further toward the tail to make it balance out. So you can tell this one is nose heavy. If it was prescribed a center of gravity back here, that would be nose heavy, okay? It seems a little bit counterintuitive when you first start, but you'll get the hang of it. The idea is once you balance the plane on that pivot point, you've established the point where this elevator has enough authority to pitch the plane. Because all you're doing is you're balancing midair as it moves, and then you're pitching it one way or the other, and then the rest of everything else happens, okay? So this little tiny elevator it doesn't need to be that strong. All you have to do is deflect a little bit of air, and then you make the whole aircraft, which is like an arrow, start making that change in pitch, okay? Just think of a big boat. You have a rudder, it's very small. The same is true on airplanes to a large degree, okay? Just so you guys can see this one here that kind of screwed up on us, I'm gonna plug that in. I'm gonna click, and you can see it's changing, so I'll just press and hold this. Yeah, it's working. I don't know what the heck happened. Weird. All right, so at the end of the day, we hope we didn't completely overwhelm you if you're brand new. The camera crew is shaking their head. We did. That's okay though, because at the end of the day, when you get hooked, when you're really into something, this is gonna be some of the bare essentials that you need to build on, okay? Then when you come back and you're watching us do a plug-and fly plane, where we pull it out of a box and we have to install a receiver, start to finish, we will show you every step. You're gonna know exactly where you need to be. And there are tons of people online that assume you know 85% of it and you're looking for 5% answers. That's not what we do on this channel. We provide whole answers, even if you don't want the whole thing, okay? So it's like the $5 foot long, it's like the $5 mile long. Okay, everybody else is giving you a foot long, we're giving you a mile long, okay? That's why our content is long format. We do get punished in the algorithm for that. That's why you see us at 150,000 or 160,000 subscribers instead of 750,000 like some of our peer competitors that do 10-minute blurb videos that talk about the color. Like, who cares about the color? I don't care. And it survived. So at the end of the day here on Brian Phillips RC, we really care about the RC community. We care about RC experience. We care about RC legislation. We care about technology. We care about teaching others. We care about getting people back to the hobby and bringing people into the hobby. And if you don't, as you get hooked, remember, you got to carry the torch. We need people in the hobby to keep it alive. We need people in the hobby to be spending money in the hobby. We need people in the hobby to be viable and also have legislative authority. We don't need the government telling us how to enjoy our hobby. It's ridiculous. We need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands more people in this hobby to keep the viability alive, because a lot of the people in this hobby are aging and we're old farts like me or older, okay? And that's the truth. So get your kids involved, get your grandpa involved. Your grandpa's already involved. Just get your kids involved, okay? And that's how we do this. That's how we keep it alive. That's how you do your part, okay? So thanks for watching, guys. We are really into it. That's why we're building an aerodrome here. Of course, you can't see because it's dark, but if you haven't seen, check out our videos by clicking the bell when you do subscribe, so you'll be notified about all the new content. It's right around the corner, literally, it's right there. We have boxes stacked out from the wall, about as big as this counter, about as half of this counter, okay? We're a little bit behind right now, okay? So we can't wait to bring it to you, and it's gonna be very exciting. So stay tuned, click the bell for notifications when you subscribe. The other ways you can support us is smash the thumbs up. It's very easy. Don't vote for products. If this product sucks, vote for the way we demonstrate it. If you hated it, just give us a thumbs up anyway. We did a lot of work, and then go give thumbs down to some other crappy video. But I rarely give thumbs down, by the way. It is extremely rare. The only time I give thumb down is for straight up clickbait and for like obscenely bad videos, which I've probably given 100 and which thousands of videos, thousands if not millions of videos. I watch a lot of YouTube, obviously. So at the end of the day, smash the thumbs up, click the bell for notifications when you subscribe, and then you'll be notified. Come back, watch the videos. Every once in a while, watch a whole video, learn something. I promise you there'll be something new in most videos. Most people are always learning this hobby. I am one of them, okay? Always learning. That means every day I learn something new. It's not always huge. Today I learned something. You don't think I did? You wanna know what I learned?
What?
I learned for sure that there appears to no be tricycle. There is no
tricycle
tail draggers.
Cirrus.
They're all tricycles, okay? I did not know that for a fact when we started this video. I just assumed it.
Yeah.
So I went and did some research, found that out while we paused. And then the batteries showed up magically. Okay, so thanks for being here with us. Thanks for watching. Ways to support us. Super thanks. YouTube members, thanks for being members. That's monthly support. If you don't like YouTube members, be a YouTube supporter on Patreon, okay? So that's monthly support as well. And if you don't want to do that, we have PayPal for one-time donations. If you just don't want to be part of those clubs, we get it. We don't want to share all that information. I get it. That's totally cool. We get it. And if you just can't have that, any of those, even PayPal's too mad, but you want to like send us a thank you letter or to, you know, share your experience. We've had some of the most heartwarming things, and we've been doing this hobby for 10 years together, is somebody will send us a letter. And do you remember the guy who sent us a letter? And I'm thinking of him right now. I'm trying to think of his name. He sent us a letter, and it was about his wife that had died. And he had an airplane. And he like cut a silhouette of her and put him in the planes. It was super heartwarming. He
just sent an email.
And yeah, that's cool. And so I'm not making that up, guys. No. We had somebody come to this house and stop, and he was bringing his wife's ashes. Why is everybody dying?
Yeah, no kidding. Where are you going with this?
What about, we got to think of something positive.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he brought his wife's ashes because he was going to meet his family. Yep. And it was a strange circumstance. They were going to spread the ashes together, and the family had moved right after she passed, and so they took some time, and they needed time to finish moving, and just complexities like that. Real life happens, guys. Get into the hobby today. You're not guaranteed tomorrow, I promise you. But at the same time, we don't wish any ill fate on anybody by any means, but we really do appreciate the support. Okay, so the support is easy when it's applied right. We want you guys to have a great experience while supporting us. So when you buy these things from the links, we get commissioned from all these particular different companies. And you might be thinking, well, geez, you're pretty hard on these things if you're getting commission from sales. Yeah, because we don't care what you buy. We just want you to buy something. We want you to be hooked. We want you to love this hobby. Okay? So this is not some shallow, you know, shill seller. Okay? That's not what we do. We do want to sell stuff, obviously, because we do earn commissions. And that helps to fund what we're doing out here, which is insanely expensive. We just got another $15,000 bill today. So $22,900 is the next one, by the way. That's two.
It's like just this week.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very real. Okay. But when you build runways and you do big things, you thank God every day that you have such an amazing support staff behind the camera and also watching what the camera crew films. So thanks for being that support staff, guys. We are 150 strong, 150,000 strong plus. But it'd be cool if it could be a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger reach. And so the best way to do that is just tell your buddies about it and suggest that they watch our videos, especially buddies that aren't flying yet. We're going to help get them hooked. But you need to do your part too. Encourage them. Give them a place to ship things that their wife doesn't know about. It's very important that we back each other up. Or if you know, the dead wives. It's so terrible. But at the same time, if you're fortunate and you have a great wife, she's supportive of the hobby, get her flying with you. I would encourage you to do it as much as possible. It's going to be a little hard for some of you, but others of you, take advantage of it. Enjoy the time with your spouse. It's going to be awesome. Okay. All right. Other things, we were talking about the P.O. box. There's a P.O. box if you want to ship us something. That's what I was getting at, and I got interrupted by my own thought. He shipped us he sent us a letter. Yeah. And I think he sent us like some money too. I don't even remember what the money was, but I remember the letter, guys. Yeah. It's not just about the money, but the money is a factor. Okay. So we appreciate all those things. Okay, because remember, when people root for us, it helps us to keep doing it. So if you want us to stop, just smash the thumbs up and buy the thing from the link. We promise we'll stop. All right. And by the way, in the meantime, we have so much more stuff around the corner, and we don't just do small planes. So if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we do the big stuff, we do the middle stuff, and we do everything in between. But someday, when we have a better runway setup, we'll do more full-scale stuff where people fly inside of the planes. We have landed planes here on this property, and we intend to do more of it. But we got to be respectful to the neighbors and stuff like that. We don't want to be like, running a commercial airport or anything like only idiots would believe. But we will have planes that fly in and out periodically, backcountry planes. So if you want to learn more about that, just stay tuned. Follow the channel. We'll let you guys have bite-sized morsels as we work through that project. And 100%, is it safe to say, 100% of the proceeds from anything you guys do support,
yeah,
pretty much is
already gone.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone for the next 20 years, maybe 30, probably more like 40. Yeah. But we love this stuff, and we aren't just faking it for the camera. Promise. All right, check it out. A lot longer video than it should have been. In fact, we're late. Thanks for watching, guys. Come back for more.